on their homecoming evening. And the Falcon Fanatics ready to go for this matchup between the Monarchs and the Falcons up next on ESPN+. Welcome to the MAC on ESPN+. Old Dominion and Bowling Green, two teams that have had the closest of close shaves to begin their years through 3 weeks. Final non-conference tilt for both sides. And ready to match up in a game that feels like a must-win for these two teams. Jason Ross Jr., Tyoka Jackson with you on hand here in Bowling Green. And let's start with Bowling Green. Close losses to Texas A&M and Penn State. One-possession games on the road. Flip it over Old Dominion. 0-3 Tyoka, but it's kind of deceptive. You had a 4-point loss against South Carolina, a 6-point loss against East Carolina. The detail is going to be the difference today.
Hey, no question about it. Both of these teams, I think, have played well. Their records don't indicate that, but they need to finish. They put themselves in position to get some really big wins, but winning the moment is going to be important today.
So for the Old Dominion defense, they've kept them in games. Jerron Manning is a player who you wanted to highlight today for them.
Yeah, but he's the quarterback of this defense, and they rely on him to get themselves lined up. He makes all the checks, and he plays the middle safety. That means he has to be an alley player against the run and physical, but he also needs to be the extra player against the pass that can make pickoffs down the field.
Then flip it over the QB. He's going to be keeping an eye on his Connor Bazelak, super experienced guy.
Yeah, he's had a ton of success. He's thrown for a ton of yards in his career. They need him now to begin to be the best version of himself. That's 61.9%. That needs to go up. If he can continue to be more efficient every single week, this offense can be extremely dynamic.
So now, you look at the tail of tape here, Tyoka, Ricky Ronnie, Scott Leffler, two coaches that have a ton of respect for one another. You could argue on the Bowling Green side of thing, people are saying maybe the most impressive 1-2 start in the country, but they're not having any of that. This maybe 4 or 5 years ago would have been happy about a close loss at Penn State, at Texas A&M, but they were devastated after the A&M loss. They want to build on that. And then for Old Dominion, you get a close loss at South Carolina, again at East Carolina. But right now, in different ways, it feels like a must-win game for both sides. Bowling Green, MAC play will commence next week for them. Old Dominion, same thing in the Sun Belt. But for now, it's all about the here and the now. Bowling Green will kick it off. Zach Long will have the duties. Back to return for Old Dominion. Isaiah Page and Devin Roche ready to get this one underway. A touchback to get it rolling here in Bowling Green on a really breezy homecoming Saturday evening. And this offense for Old Dominion, led by an experienced QB in Grant Wilson, second year in the program after he transferred from Fordham, won the job last year, but it's the passing game that really needs to start getting caught up to the running game.
Yeah, that's going to be about trust. Kevin Decker talked about all Grant Wilson needs to do is trust this offense and his teammates a little bit more. Everything's there to be successful. Let's see if he's able to trust himself. He'll need some better protection to go through that trust, though.
First play of the game, they'll opt to run it with Bryce Duke. They've had a 240-yard rushing game this season, so the formula to have some balance is there. As Tyoka, we look at your impact players.
Yeah, this makeshift offensive line needs to sustain run blocks, especially up to the second level, and be better in pass pro. If they can do that, they'll move the ball, and Bowling Green will leave Owadokin on an island all day because he's great in one-on-one pass.
They want to create explosives out of the backfield, creating some space. They want the ball out of the hands of Wilson a lot quicker today, too, and you're already seeing an example of that early on. As they go to Houston, Sims makes the tackle.
Yeah, real physical tackle by Sims. Now you got third and manageable. So right now, early in this game, as you see Sims, nice job of wrapping up, too. Excuse me, that is not Sims. Who was that? That was Brock Horn. Sorry about that, folks, but early, 3rd and 5. Can this offensive line hold up with this crowd getting into it on the money down?
Now rolling out, Wilson will use his legs. He can do this too. Gets out to the 50 and more. Tiptoeing inbounds. And the biggest gain of this game comes on the opening series so far for Old Dominion. Really electric start. That's what they needed today.
Yeah, and he's not known for his legs, but the decision-making here was terrific. Went through his early progression, nothing there, and he saw green grass. Just take it and run, young man, and you can see he can pick him up and put him down better than you thought.
Now Now they'll set up at the 39 of Bowling Green. Old Dominion hasn't scored in their opening series all season long. Conversely, they've given up a touchdown on the opening series in the first 3 games. Now Wilson going down the seam this time into one-on-one, incomplete.
So that's Miles Austin one-on-one, and he had it just a little bit off on that pass. But what I like here, though, if you're an Old Dominion fan, the pass protection on that first early down throw was smart, and I think that's going to be key. Don't put yourself in position when you got to throw it on third down. Get these throws in early and see if you can catch the defense slipping.
They'll hand it off, and there's some space on that left side as they go to Aaron Young. Can really rotate it between Aaron Young and Bryce Duke, creeping up on the red zone now.
Veteran player. They trust him. It's a Rutgers transfer. He's just losing leverage on the outside. I mean, that's just an inability to set an edge and turn the ball back. And I like Young not trying to be fancy with it. Just take what the green grass is. You see Rosser losing leverage.
Gains of 30 and gains of 17 on this drive. Old Dominion an 0-3 group, but the record's kind of deceptive. They got the athletes to get involved, going back to Aaron Young. This time, Sims pushes him out of bounds. But now inside of the red zone here. This is kind of a dream opening drive right now for the Monarchs.
No question. And if you remember, Ricky Ronnie told us during the week, Jason, they've run the ball well. And so I'm not shocked that they've come out running the football. But what I do love is these early passes. Again, that's how you shut the running game, or the pass rush of the Eagles.
Another quick throw. It's Isaiah Page this time on the reception. Pirouettes his way inside of the 10. So right now we're trying to calculate how quickly on average this ball is getting out of his hands. See it again here. It's moving.
Really fast. I mean, that's just a read option situation. They're trying to give a read option look to influence these backers, but really that's just a wide receiver screen, and it takes just great perimeter blocking in which they got on that play. Now you got to pay this deep dive off into the red zone.
So far, best opening drive of the young season for Old Dominion. And Wilson to the end zone, caught, touchdown. Opening series statement on the road for ODU. They go to Pat Conroy, who's been a red zone target.
So remember, we talked about they wanted to get Grant Wilson to trust this offense more. Well, I'm seeing that because he's being very decisive. There's no indecision on that throw. He's looking at one guy, he sees some space, and he rifles in an extremely accurate throw where only his guy can catch it.
Now Sanchez for the extra point. Funky formation for the time being. See if they switch it up. They do. If you're Old Dominion, that's how you start a game on the road as an 0-3 team. They needed to come out and have a fast start, in the words of Ricky Ronnie. Hadn't scored in the opening drive all season, and they do it there.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Coach Ronnie talked about it. Look, we have got to get off to a better start because Bowling Green gets up on people, and they basically choke you out, making you play from behind. So that's the start they wanted. Now, early, right? We got a long way to go. But so far, so good on the road in a tough place to play.
And you used to coach at your old stomping grounds. Penn State was the OC there for a couple of years. He experiences the QB and tight end coach as well. He brought in some things this week as well that he learned during his time at Penn State under James Franklin, who he loves and admires. They switched things up a little bit. He was amped up for this one going in. You see the emotion on the sidelines. Didn't want to change the formula too much. He said when you start messing around a little too much with your process, that's when things go awry. But they know they have the athletes to get the job done, and so does Bowling Green. And Scott Loeffler had this game circled on his calendar since January. So he knows what this team can do, and they just showed it on the opening series. Malcolm Johnson Jr., Justin Pegues back to return. Pegues, who had a 100-yard return against Fordham earlier this season, breaks it out to the 35, and a pretty good return there. Again, homecoming day for this Bowling Green crowd, but a little stunned after that opening series.
That's an outstanding start to their possession. And what you usually ask is make the first guy miss on your return man. Can you make the first guy miss? We'll block up everybody else. Nice job of getting up the seam, and you'll take the plus 36-yard line any day.
Bowling Green coming off the loss to Texas A&M. Connor Bazelak, the QB, not phased in that atmosphere, not phased against Penn State because he's so experienced. They hand it off to Stewart. You see how hard the pads will be popping when he has the football today.
Well, listen, this guy can really run the football tough inside the tackles. He's averaging 7.5 a carry coming in, and he's like a bag of butcher knives, Jason. He will hurt you when you come to tackle him.
You were excited to say that.
I mean, I hate playing against guys like that.
Also bring in Jamal Johnson, Jason Patterson into that mix. They go back to Stewart here, patiently perusing his way up that left side. And the QB that handed it off to him, Bazelak, a guy who spent 3 years at Missouri, a year at Indiana, before making his way over to Bowling Green. Here's your impact players.
The Mackey Award candidate Fannin has been unstoppable through 3 games, and Noah Tala has been nearly unblockable, averaging 10.5 tackles per game. These two will meet in the center of this field a few times today.
Harold Fannin had big games, their last couple against Penn State and Texas A&M. One of the most exciting, if not the most exciting tight end in the country to watch. He's leading all tight ends in receiving yards heading into today. Early 3rd down for Bowling Green. Bazelak's first throw is a first down completion on time for the first down. And they go to one of the running backs, Jamal Johnson.
Well, Johnson's the utility guy. They love him as a receiver and a blocker. You see down towards the bottom of your screen, he just hooks up. You got man coverage on the outside, but when the operation is on time and on target, all you need to do is turn around. The ball's going to be there. First down.
Jamal Johnson practically lines up as a receiver in this offense. Sometimes he's running back, sometimes he's blocking. They bring Rakeem Smith in motion, flip it out over to Harold Fannin. His first grab runs into a bunch of white jerseys over on that right side. Will Jones finishing off the tackle.
Yeah, and Chris Trinidad was there too. With all of these little screens on the outside, the offense is counting on the defense not hustling to the ball. Well, good luck, because both of these defenses really run to the football, and the Monarchs there, inside out pursuit by Chris Trinidad makes a big hit on the ball.
ODU defense has allowed a touchdown in the opening drive each game this season, trying to end that streak and get it back to their offense as the first flag of the afternoon goes flying.
Dead ball penalties usually means on the offense. Expect this ball to be backed up.
Referee Stephen Robinson.
Prior to the snap, snap infraction. Offense number 57, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's the junior Alex Padgett, 6'6", 330 pounds. Simulating that snap would probably move that snap arm a little bit. But penalties have been an issue. They've stalled some drives, especially in some big games for Bowling Green, where they had opportunities to win against some Power 5 opponents.
I mean, it went down to the final 2 minutes against Texas A&M last week. They were bummed in the locker room after that one. Felt like they should have won it. Get Jamal Johnson involved again here on his second reception. It was maybe 1-2 plays the difference maker there against Texas A&M. 1-2 plays the difference maker against Penn State. But right now, got to reset the focus at home. Brings up 3rd and 11 here.
It's going to be very interesting to see how they decide to protect Bazelak. The ball generally comes out quick with him. He's going to have to hold it a little bit longer on this down.
We went down to the field, talked with co-OC Max Warner, who said it's going to be hard to get long chunks against this Old Dominion defense. So this is a tough situation. Bazelak, good pocket, well protected, caught by Malcolm Johnson Jr., but short of a first down. And at this area of the field, an interesting decision coming up. It is a spot that's going to make it about 4th and maybe a long 3, possibly 4 here.
Yeah, and they're thinking about it, and I think they're going to go. Like you said, it's hard to get big plays downfield because this 3-3-5, they drop 8. And that ball is going to be caught in front of them. They like to come up and make tackles in open space. Not a lot of rack yards on film when you watch this defense play.
Harold Fannin at the bottom of your screen. You like this decision?
I do.
They run up, call the timeout? No.
I do like it just because, again, you're at home. I like the idea of being aggressive.
We'll see if they stick with the decision when we come back here at Bowling Green. Early opening drive TD from Old Dominion.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, they even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know. Years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of time. He's melting. Oh, geez. No. Okay. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. There was no question of what I wanted to be. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
There's no one way to wellness. You have to craft it yourself.
My way is starting calm and finishing strong.
My way is pushing the limit.
My way is going for it.
My way is focused on the future. There's a million ways to wellness. Go find yours.
The 7-0 Old Dominion. You see Harold Fannin in this season so far and where he ranks amongst tight ends. First in the nation in receiving yards. And then the first down number here, 19 catches per first down. So 4th and 4, offense does trot back out.
This is Fannin opportunity right here. I mean, you're going for it. You got what's probably the best football player all around on the field. I got to give my guy an opportunity when no one has stopped him in this situation. Obviously, if you're ODU, you got to bracket this guy and force him to go somewhere else with that football.
Bowling Green used the timeout, talk about it. They want to go for it here on 4th and 4 on their opening drive. Bazelak, once Malcolm Johnson Jr. created the separation, but could not haul it in. Rashid Reason was on the coverage.
Almost perfect. I love the route, just a go route. And again, ODU's doubling the tight end, so you've got man coverage on the outside. And as you called it, watch a little arm bar to crease separation. Real slick. Just didn't go back and get that football. If he didn't push back on the DB and just kept running, he probably catches that football.
Great point.
Sometimes you got to be more worried about the ball than the coverage, right? If I'm a receiver, I've already got him beat. Don't worry about him coming back into play. You track the football and go make the play.
Like we said in the open, the details are going to be the difference maker today.
Got to win the moment, right? That was one of those moments for ODU.
ODU
defensively
came out, scored on their opening drive. Now to your point, Tioka, it's their first time with a defensive stop on an opening drive this season. I mean, teams that scored on them started off hot, opening drives. They've changed the narrative both offensively and defensively already in this game. And started off with the 10th straight game with a passing touchdown for Grant Wilson.
We talked about it. This team is not the ordinary 0-3 team that we've seen before. And they won the moment on defense, got their offense in a really good field position. Let's see if they can pay it off.
Hand it off. Nice jump cut up the middle there for Bryce Duke on 2nd and 7.
This guy Duke has been a revelation in this run game. You see the quickness? That's what he brings. He's averaging 8.6 a carry. He's got extremely good vision, but his bursts out of his cuts are exceptional. Now, ODU has really struggled offensively on 3rd down, Jason.
Wilson immediately pressured by Rosser and got dropped down by the ankles underneath. Dontrez Brown might have finished it off. Rosser came around the edge got there really quick.
Boy, he's explosive off that corner. And we talked about it as an impact player. This offensive line is the impact player for this team. They've done well so far run blocking, but they got to be better in pass pro. You got to give your quarterback a chance. Go ahead and kick step and get two hands on these rushers. But that time Ross was just a little too quick.
Now the punter, Seamus Hall, transfer from D2 Sioux Falls. We'll head back to punt for the first time today. Into a pretty heavy wind. Peagies able to handle it and steps up to the 25-yard line. Bowling Green went for it on 4th down in their opening series. We're seeing some early gambles and some early fireworks here in BG.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Wow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
Big accidents mean big injuries, and big injuries mean big compensation, right? Try telling that to the insurance company. Get the strong arm, attorney John Foy and Associates. They've won hundreds of millions for injured people, and they're ready to help you today.
Get your spectral sock out, nerds.
Let's go. Be the first to watch at home today.
Who's ready?
I was born ready. You know who it is. Oh, yeah. Go even deeper with loads of extras.
And it pays off even more if you watch the movie a second time.
When fans see that.
Hey, cowboy, my eyes are up here. I know it's tempting. I look at it too sometimes.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Buy it now, only on digital.
It's so on.
Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
The 7-0 start for the underdog on the road, Old Dominion. Homecoming, really good orange-out crowd here at BG. Scott Loeffler was happy to get home. Want to point out, for all his coaching experience, Scott Loeffler was a QB himself at Michigan, 1993 to 1996. Tioka, he vividly remembered playing against you, 1993, which was the first ever Big Ten game between Michigan and Penn State.
Yep. I mean, and usually I don't like quarterbacks, Jason. You know that, but
you guys get along pretty well.
Hard not to like Lefty, man. Great personality. He's been around some great quarterbacks: Brian Greasy, Todd Collins, Navarre, somebody named Tom Brady. I mean, he knows quarterback play. He's been around some great ones, and he really likes his guy.
He even remembered the specific play that Michigan won that game on, the Michigan bench swing.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for bringing that up, Jason.
Some PTSD for both you guys in different ways. This all got swung down there in the middle. And this Bowling Green offense coming back out, went for it on 4th down on their opening series. Terrion Stewart emerging out of the pile there. He's going to play a key role in this offense today.
Yeah, I think that they need to just settle down with their run game. They really like Baselak, but I think Baselak is at his best when this running game is humming. You know, I think they need to establish something here.
You're right. That's when they start to take their shots, when the ground game sets it up. Rolling out, throwing to his right. 3rd catch of the day for Jamal Johnson. Want to point out as well, it's a defense for Old Dominion that's without Jason Henderson once again. Already one of the best tacklers in program history.
And that misdirection right there, that's where you test these linebackers' eyes. And that's just an extremely accurate throw. I love the route from Johnson, just really an out route. But again, establishing that run game where these run fakes become meaningful, that's a big part of this offense.
Cohen now Atala stepping in again for Henderson at the linebacker spot. Those linebackers come barreling downhill and head on freight train collisions with Stewart in this one.
Just a bruiser. This guy is like a bowling ball running downhill. And if you ever seen that. It's kind of ugly. You don't want to be the pin.
No.
And that's what a lot of times these defenders off. They bounce off him when you watch him on tape. He is not afraid of contact. He'd rather give it than receive it, and I like that type of running back.
You call me a pin pretty frequently, and I find you bouncing into me in the booth in a similar fashion.
Got nothing but love for you, partner. You know that.
I know. 1st and 10 here for Bowling Green. An O-line that's in front of him as well that averages 6'6", 315. Bazelak got some vertical threats downfield. Wanted Johnson Jr. there. Incomplete. Second deep shot where they've tried for him today.
He's their number one receiver. And we talked about winning the moment. You just felt like at some point, now that they established that running game, they would go with that deep play action. And you had an opportunity. We talked about not having a lot of opportunities against this defense. Patrick Smith-Young did a nice job of getting in the way, but they don't give up a lot of big plays down the field. There was an opportunity there. You got to win the moment. They don't show up very often. You don't know when they're coming. So you got to be ready to take advantage of every opportunity on every play.
Go back to Stewart, and this is where ODU wants them in these 3rd and long situations. Going to bring up about 3rd and 9 here.
Really stout inside. This defense has been really consistent. They've been put in some tough positions by their offense. They gave up 2 scores on drives that totaled less than 7 yards. I mean, that is insane in one game, right? So this defense has been really good when they've been set up to play straight-up defense.
That's how that game against South Carolina started, and they still found themselves only losing by 4 against a Gamecock team that went on the road, was at home the next week, nearly beat LSU. And now Bazelak once again will step up. Now Atala got in his face, got it away anyway to Levi Gazarek, the dual sport athlete, also a baseball player at Bowling Green, makes the nice grab there.
So this is that drop 8 coverage. This is where they drop 8 people back, and it's hard to find guys. So I love the patience from Bazelak. Watch him step up into the pocket and give his receivers more time. Eyes are staying downfield. He's not looking to run. He's buying time to get someone free, and he's accurate with the football late. Nice job by Levi catching that football, getting right upfield and trying to get as much as he can get.
Ricardo Williams comes in for Jalen White-McClain on the ODU defense. They bring some pressure. Bazelak just has to throw this away. It might be a catch made inbounds by Jacob Harris, who made his first career reception a week ago.
Well, they're going to take a look at that one for sure.
There's a flag also down on the far side of the field.
All you need is one in college football.
Was the heel out of bounds, Tioka.
Defense, number 0. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
But they'll take that.
Angelo Rankin Jr. getting handsy. That's one of those situations where that certainly would have been an incomplete pass. Now we got automatic first down because of a penalty.
Really good start to this football game.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be competitive, though. I mean, this was something that you could just tell, talking to the coaches, watching the film. These are 2 good football players that just haven't had a lot of wins.
Shovel it out. Stewart got hit hard. More flags come flying in. Old Dominion said, all we need is a shred of confidence. And to try to get us going, in the words of Ricky Ronnie, their head coach.
Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So now all of a sudden that sets back Bowling Green. Bowling Green offensive line that on the left side, Nick Reimer out today, so Billy Roberts made his first career start at left tackle. A guy who's formerly on the defensive line made the switch to O-line. So something to keep an eye on the left side. They fake it to Johnson. Bazelak well protected. On time throw for Fenton. Inside of the red zone they go.
Well, you're in for a treat because you're going to be watching one of the best athletes at the tight end position in all of America. That's an NFL player masquerading as a Bowling Green college football player. The route is tremendous. Watch the catch and taking the hit. In today's NFL, you can't have enough guys like this that can split out and beat coverage from little guys. And he's a tough blocker on the outside when he's being covered by DBs.
Back to the ground game. Back into the game is Jalen White-McClain to make that tackle. But that's how Harold Fannin leaks free on you for these big plays, and he's had some massive ones, both on the road against Texas A&M, had a 65-yard touchdown last week. Already over 1,000 yards for his career. Scott Loeffler has proven to be a really good recruiter at that tight end position. This is a guy who does about everything for them.
Yeah, he came into the game number one among tight ends in receiving yards, yards after catch, and first downs, and also broken tackles. So, like, what else do you want him to do?
That's some big boys into this package. They'll roll out. Bazelak was looking Raheem Smith's direction, and now Lowry goes down in behind him. He just has to throw it away.
It's excellent defense by this Monarchs squad. I mean, obviously, everybody's paying attention to their responsibilities. What they're trying to do there is trying to start looking one way, rolling out.
For intentional grounding. The receiver in the area.
Great job by the officials to be on top of that. They want to roll out one way, get you losing eye discipline, and throw back. That's the oh no screen. But the Monarchs defensively say, oh no, we're going to stay on our responsibilities, have really good disciplined eyes, no play. This is a big play here for this Monarch defense. Don't want to give him a first down in this situation.
Looks like it's going to be the second timeout used by Bowling
Timeout,
Green.
Bowling Green. They're second and a half.
Experienced quarterback, 3 for 4 on third down so far. Going to try to improve that number when we come back.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big deal.
Circle
Sunday
Week,
the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
You were just doing your job when an accident took away everything.
Everyone else is demanding their money, so why shouldn't you? We have a special team of attorneys who only fight for injured workers, so we're ready to help you immediately.
Get your spectral sock out, nerds.
Let's go. Be the first to watch at home today.
Who's ready?
I was born ready. Oh, yeah. Go even deeper with loads of extras.
And it pays off even more if you watch the movie a second time. When fans see that. Hey, cowboy, my eyes are up here. I know it's tempting. I look at it too sometimes.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Buy it now, only on digital.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
This crowd is ready. You ready, partner?
Yeah, let's go.
Live can't miss NFL games.
What a catch!
An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup.
Touchdown, LA!
Plus, NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else.
He could go all the way.
Oh, did I mention our exclusive expert analysis? Why settle for some football when you can have more football? It's simple. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now. Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus, NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
So far this season, Old Dominion has been outscored 30-7 in opening quarters. Today, flipping that around, up 7-0 with 36 seconds to go in the first quarter, and a big third down on the horizon here inside of the red zone for Bowling Green.
Yeah, and ODU has not been great defensively on third down. I think you got to be really smart here if you're Bazelak. You want to be aggressive. You want to try to get this first down, but you're in field goal range. You don't want to put the ball at risk because you're putting points at risk.
The OC Max Warner pointed out how many interceptions this defense of Old Dominion has this season from teams trying to do a little too much. Here's Bazelak on third down. Good protection. Once fed into the end zone. He has him.
This is the guy, Jason. When in doubt, look for your All-American candidate in Fannin Jr. Harold Fannin Jr., excuse me. First of all, the block was amazing by Jamal Johnson. That gives the time. And look at the space and the separation that Fannin creates. If you go one-on-one and you make that DB turn his hips the wrong way, it's over. When he's leaving, even though he's above 230 pounds. He's a terrific athlete.
Cleathard to attempt the extra point. This homecoming crowd at Bowling Green likes it. 10 plays, 76 yards.
So again, this opportunity is not even there. If you look, watch number 6 come up and make that hit. Jamal Johnson, they talked about it. He is a utility guy. He's excellent at multiple things. He can run it, he can catch it, but they love him in pass pro as well. He's just a smart football, unselfish football player, and he made that touchdown possible, Jason.
O-line has looked good for Bowling Green. An O-line that's only allowed 2 sacks all season. Only Northern Illinois, who hasn't allowed one, has allowed less amongst MAC teams.
And those 2 sacks are for multiple reasons. One, they're great blockers. Bazelak does not like taking sacks. He gets rid of the ball. He's very decisive. And in that situation, they had big on big, right? All the big guys were blocked. And Johnson needed to step up and win the one-on-one battle, and he did.
All right, Tayuka, here we go. So what's felt like a must-win game for both teams has had that level of energy and intensity early on. Devin Roche back to return this kick. Zach Long tees it up. Roche lets that sail over his head with half a minute to go in the first quarter. For Old Dominion, from a mental standpoint, their goal today was maintain sharpness. They feel like they haven't carried momentum from quarter to quarter. Right now, trying to, with the slim amount of time left in this first quarter, keep momentum rolling.
Yeah, they've had some situations where they had untimely penalties and turnovers. I mean, they've been able to move the ball at times, but they've gotten themselves off schedule with mistakes. So far today, offensively, those mistakes have been to a minimum. Let's see if they can keep that going.
57 new faces on this Old Dominion team this year, 15th most in the country. Wilson isn't one of them. Drops it off to Pat Conroy. He had the touchdown earlier. Might have another one here. A foot race for Conroy. He wins it. A lightning strike to end the quarter. 75 yards for ODU.
What a call. And what tremendous execution. Watch him fake the quarterback draw and just step up, and it's over. But Bryce Duke, real subtle. Look at Duke getting in the way of that defender. He would have caught him. There's no question about it. Edward Rambo would have caught Conroy had it not been for Bryce Duke subtly getting in the way, not fouling and hitting in the back, just get in the way enough to allow his guy to score.
Explosive start to this game. Sanchez puts it through the uprights. A little subtle legal screen.
That's right.
There.
That's all you need.
Up the rest of the way for Pat Conroy, who has an early couple of touchdowns today and a catch average of 42 yards right now.
How about that? And look, all the hullabaloo about Fannin, which is deservedly so. I'm thinking Pat Conroy is like, well, you know, there's another tight end in this game too now.
Right.
I can make some plays.
Fifth-year senior transfer from Merrimack was dealing with injuries. Really important piece for them on third downs in particular. But it's been all downs today for Conroy getting involved. I mean, heck of a play call there.
Yeah. I mean, the design was terrific. Again, you're showing a quarterback draw. We saw Grant Wilson knock off a big run earlier, so you had to pay attention, right? And he sold it just enough to be able to throw an accurate ball. A lot of times when you're doing that, you rush it, don't go throw a good throw, or you do too much with the run game, you can't get an accurate pass off. He did it very subtly, very smart. Big play right there for the Monarchs.
Chang kicks it away. Peagy's back to return at his own 10. And patiently tries to reverse field. Got dropped down. This is the momentum from quarter to quarter. The Old Dominion wants to carry over. Tayuka, we've called about in total, maybe 5 games each together this year. Not sure, as we see Ricky Ronnie on the screen there, that I've seen a coach as energized, as enthusiastic, as emotional after touchdowns as I've seen Ricky Ronnie early on in this one. His team's 0-3. He said there was anxiety. Naturally, these guys want to get a win. You're feeling it right now.
Yeah, anxiety, but they weren't down, right? There's always anxiety in the football anyway, right? Whether you're winning or losing, you're always worried about what's coming next. But he talked about not beating his players down while you're still coaching them up.
Stewart looking for the edge, and he was met promptly. It got sealed off out there. Koa Natoala was out on the edge along with Colberth, and again, the momentum continues to sizzle on the Old Dominion sideline.
And you had to call out multiple guys because there's multiple guys getting to the football, and this is the momentum that the Monarchs couldn't sustain earlier in the season.
Dream start for Old Dominion after the issues they've had in opening quarters throughout the course the first 3 weeks. 14-7 leave the Monarchs on the road after one.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
deal.
Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
These days, the best seat in the house is actually in your backyard. When your own game day setup is this perfect, you just can't wait until you're finally home. Start building your dream backyard at Belgard.com. These days, the best seat in the house is actually in your backyard. Start building your dream backyard at Belgard.com.
$14-7 after 1 quarter of play, homecoming day here at Bowling Green. Scott Loeffler, after the close losses to Penn State and Texas A&M, both top 25 teams, he said, you can't fall into the rat poison, as he calls it. Yeah. The terminology that Nick Saban used to use, the outside noise, the complacency of, okay, you came just close, you should be okay with that. They're not okay with that. And they also know they've got a really good team they're playing today, even though Old Dominion's 0-3.
Well, first of all, that first half of football against Penn State was some of the finest football execution and game planning I've seen all year. And then they feel really upset about the next week against A&M. They had them beat. And so they're hungry for a win. Both of these teams are. And they're playing like it.
Bazelak has been well protected today. Dumps it off late. That is incomplete. Nice play from Rashid Reason, who's developed quite a bit since last year. Really good cover corner for Old Dominion.
So Scott Loeffler talked about this is a tough defense.
Hold it. Defense, number 14. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And that's Ashton Whitner on the hold. But he talked about this is a tough defense to prepare against because you don't see this 3-3-5 stack defense very often. They're dropping 8, and you're seeing how long Bazelak has to hold the football. This is not what he wants to do. He wants this ball to come out quick. But the coverage is so good, he's having to hold it.
They go back to the ground game, try to push it forward here with a fresh set of downs. To your point, kind of like coverage sacks, which is what Max Warner, the offensive coordinator, told us down on the field before the game. It's going to be hard to get anything over really 8-9 yards against this defense.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's a conservative defense. It's designed for the ball to be thrown in front of these guys, and they rally up and make big hits and swarm to the football. I think the whole key, though, they're going to have to run this ball better. You're going against a 3-man line. You should be able to strap it up, run these big backs up inside, and get some rushing yards to loosen this defense up a little bit.
Stewart got a good block, then plows his way ahead. They bring in Jason Patterson for the first time there. And all 3 of these running backs over about 200 pounds.
Yeah, excuse me, Jason. Missed the final 4 games of last season. But, again, we talked about how big and physical he is. But look how much energy. That's why I say he's like a bag of butcher knives. I mean, he is just running with a ton of energy, and it hurts to try to put pad on pad against a guy like this.
They've got Fannin back in the game. Dump it off instead. There he is. Fannin right on cue. Up to about the 48-yard line. Fannin had the touchdown catch in the opening quarter for Bowling Green.
This guy has the highest receiving grade coming into this game in the nation. In the nation. That's Pro Football Focus. In the nation, right? Ranks number 2 for pass routes grade. I mean, he's just been tremendous. Just 3 games. But if he continues to play like that, I think he is your first-team All-American at the tight end position.
I feel like he's an NFL prospect and could have a long NFL career. We're watching him down on the field before the game. He was just casually snagging one-handers.
Yeah. You used to do that.
Yeah, back in the day. There's footage of it. There's footage of Stewart moving through defenses right there. Put more of that on film. A guy who led the nation in broken tackles amongst running backs last year before he got injured at the tail end of the season.
See how he fell forward on contact?
Right.
I mean, that's very demoralizing from a defense. And this is a very good ODU defense. Let's make no mistake about it. But those are hidden yards. You fall forward for 2-3 yards here and there, play after play. That begins to add up for this offense, and it can be very disheartening for a defense as well.
3rd and a yard here.
I'm handing this ball off, no question about it.
They heard you. Old Dominion defense ready for it initially. Oh, nearly. They got enough for the first down. It could have been a real highlight had Stewart made his way out of the pack. This was a highlight-saving tackle.
Yeah, that's Mario Thompson. I mean, if you don't make this tackle, it's probably a touchdown. The play is not over.
For offensive injury.
The play is not over until the whistle blows with Stewart. I mean, he's just not going to go down easily. You better wrap him up, put a lot of pad on him, or he's going to keep running.
That was a near Barry Sanders-like highlight on the cusp there, but it should be a first down. When we come back, we'll see where they mark it.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
These days, the best seat in the house is actually in your backyard. When your own game day setup is this perfect, you just can't wait until you're finally home. Start building your dream backyard at Belgard.com.
Whatever you're into, Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you. City shopping spree you. Weekend getaway you. Outdoor adventures you. Stylish, powerful, sophisticated. Because when you're in a Mercedes, you'd expect nothing less. Visit MBUSA.com for special offers on select SUV models.
It's so on.
Old Dominion up 7 at the moment. They're marking this short. 4th and 1 on the initial look. There was a whistle that blew apparently before he got past the yard to gain. From the angle we were looking at it, that not second but third effort felt like it was enough.
Yeah, and if they blew that whistle early, that's a mistake by the officials. I don't think his forward progress has stopped enough to blow that ball dead, especially against backs like this who break tackles.
And instead now, Scott Loeffler is going to send his offense out for the second time on 4th down today. They feel like they should have a first down, but they're going to try to go for it just inside of the 50 at the 48-yard line. Did not get it on 4th and 4 earlier in the game. They'll try to run for it, and they should have it this time. They do.
Jason Patterson, no need to get fancy. Just run a dive right up in the A-gap. Make it a mano-a-mano situation. That's another big back. 6 foot, 220 pounds, running behind his pads. Feels like an opportunity here, especially in this situation. Nice little play action and see if we can get another big play downfield opportunity. They didn't hit on it before. Take another shot.
This might be what you're looking for. Thompson's coming in off the edge, throws it downfield for Smith, who had a 40-yard catch last week. A big play there. Entrance gained to the red zone again.
It's hard to cover that long. I mean, I feel for Angelo Rankin Jr. because this offensive line is giving a ton of time to Bazelak. We talked about it. The way they play zone coverage, you got to hold the ball a little longer than you want to. So what's that do? That stresses the offensive line, and so far, so good for the big guys.
6'6", 315-pound average up front. Only allowed 2 sacks all year. Their senior quarterback hands it off. Wow. Hole on the left side. End zone reached once more. It's Patterson this time. Chance to tie with the extra point.
I can't wait to watch this replay. If you love offensive line play, get your clicker ready because you're going to want to rewind that. Look at these big guys coming around and getting a hat on the hat. Show me somebody getting off a block. It's just not happening. That's the easiest touchdown run that Jason Patterson is going to have all year. But this offensive line has taken over this football game, Jason.
It was an offensive line type of drive. 9 plays, 81 yards, 4 minutes, 54 seconds. Guided and finished by the big boys up front. And we got a 14-14 game.
Keep it simple. Let the big boys eat. They've taken over this football game. And what a game we had, 14-all.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big
Circle
deal.
Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
These days, the best seat in the house is actually in your backyard. When your own game day setup is this perfect, you just can't wait until you're finally home. Start building your dream backyard at Belgard.com.
We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips.
Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
We've kind of seen two different styles play out so far, and you're feeling it in time of possession right now. Bowling Green's had the ball nearly 15 minutes. ODU, 5:01, but quick flashes for Old Dominion. For Bowling Green, it's been the imprint of that offensive line leading to the latest Jason Patterson touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to play it. If you're ODU, you're making the big plays that you haven't been able to make earlier in this season. They have the ability to grind. There's no question about it. But you just felt like the big plays were something they were wanting to establish today, and so far they've been able to do that. And so it's making that time of possession not really a factor. Now, I will say this. Bowling Green has run 26 plays, and Old Dominion has only run 12. That could be an issue as this game goes on.
Long will kick it off. Roche lets that sail over his head. Got a good slate for you this week and next week as well here in the MAC. Happy to bring it to you on ESPN Plus. When you look at the slate for next week, Western Michigan Ball State will be there. Bowling Green, Akron, and then Miami versus Toledo. So really fully get into MACtion. We got a taste of the craziness last week. Up in DeKalb in Northern Illinois. Yeah. They got upset by Buffalo, and Buffalo goes down this week. I mean, Scott Loeffler knows the craziness of conference season, but he also knows he's got a handful today in this Old Dominion team that's much better than their 0-3 record would show you. 4-point loss to South Carolina, a 6-point loss to East Carolina. One-score games have been their territory. They go out on the edge here. Got a good chunk play with Isaiah Page. First time really getting him involved today. He had a 72-yard touchdown in that game against South Carolina.
Really smart to move this pocket. You know you got a makeshift offensive line who's really struggled all day.
They make you go quick. Trying to get up the gut there. That is the tempo you'll see from this Old Dominion offense. Now they're moving in a hurry again. You have the new coach-to-player communication in college football this year. That shuts off at 15 seconds on the play clock. They don't even usually get to 15 seconds on the play clock before they snap it. Meanwhile, Wilson rolling and throwing out of bounds. That intentions there for Miles Alston, their contested catch guy. But now it'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up.
Well, you got to be careful with this tempo. You know, tempo is great as long as you're continuing to get positive yards, especially in early downs. But it can be a monster against you if you go in tempo and you're not in 3rd and manageable. Right now, they're on the edge of that.
They want to stay the bleep out of 3rd and long. That was a direct quote from our conversation with the coaching staff earlier this week.
Yeah, watch this pass rush from Bowling Green. It's a monster.
Wilson, good protection. Incomplete. And a late flag came in. There was contact as Isaiah Page was running the route. And then it took a couple of breaths, maybe 3 breaths before the flag came in. Oladokin with his hands up, an incredulous look.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
I think he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, partner. He's in really good shape, and he's looking back for the football, and he loses sight of where this man is, Isaiah Page, and it's unfortunate because I'm not sure it was intended. He's trying to look back for the football, and you got to be careful when you're playing man coverage. If you look too early, you lose contact and sometimes lose awareness of where you are.
It's now into plus territory in a fresh set of downs after the pass interference penalty. He wants it all here with Page. Broken up on the back end. Patrick Day floating back. The Ohio native made a touchdown-saving play.
How about the closing speed? But it's a great job because that was 6 all day. The ball hung up a little bit too much, I think, for Wilson. I think he'd like to go ahead and get that a little bit better. But what an amazing dive. Perfect timing. Wow. That's a coaching tape right there on trail coverage.
The senior, who, like quite a few players on this Bowling Green team, has spent every year in the program day. He'll hand it off this time. Houston rolling out to the far side, but gets brought down by a slew of orange jerseys on this orange out evening homecoming for Bowling Green, trying to get a big win heading into MAC play. Old Dominion starts up Sun Belt play next week against Coastal. 3rd down. There's a pass interference penalty that prolonged this drive the last time they had a 3rd down.
Will they continue to move Wilson, or will this ball come out quick to avoid the rush?
Holding on to it a little longer this time. And that ball is out of the reach and incomplete. Looking for Kelby Williams.
And he held as long as he could. He got late pressure and just had to throw that football away. But this is what we're talking about. They're trying to stay away from the 3rd and long situations because they understand their playbook is not completely available to them because this offensive line has struggled to protect all year, and they got a bunch of guys in new positions.
Right now, their punter, Ian Brandt, is out on the field. He's going to get down now, and Sanchez comes out to attempt this field goal. And now, after some confusion, they're going to get a whistle and what appears to be a timeout.
Well, Keenan McNally was late to get on. He did not come out early enough.
That's their first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
And number 77 is getting an earful right now because they had to burn a timeout.
So 8:38 to go. This would be a 53-yarder for Ethan Sanchez to try to give him the lead. We asked Coach Ronnie earlier this week, what do you feel is like distance on your guy, Ethan Sanchez? He took a deep breath and said, I think he's got a big leg.
Yeah.
We trust him in these situations. This is the game that's already feeling out like it can come down to, say, the difference of a field goal. Maybe that's in the final minutes if we're lucky. But
and if
right
my
now,
memory, says 52, I think is what he said. And so he's on the edge of this right now, on the outside edge of where he believes. But obviously, this is a big opportunity. He knows that points are going to be a premium. If he were to miss this, Bowling Green will be set up in fantastic field position.
Brandt is the holder. Execution is good. Sanchez showcasing that leg from 53 to put Old Dominion in front. They're 0-3, but they're not playing like it. And now they're up 3 on the road.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big deals.
Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
Big accidents mean big injuries, and big injuries mean big compensation, right? Try telling that to the insurance company. Get the strong arm, attorney John Foy and Associates. They've won hundreds of millions for injured people, and they're ready to help you today.
Get your special sock out, nerds. Let's go.
Be the first to watch at home today.
Who's ready?
I was born ready. Oh, yes. Go even deeper with loads of extras.
And it pays off even more if you watch the movie a second time. When fans see that. Hey, cowboy, my eyes are up here. I know it's tempting. I look at it too sometimes.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Buy it now, only on digital.
It's so on.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
First in the career, over 50 yards for Ethan Sanchez. The field goal attempt puts Old Dominion up 3. When we went down to the field, one of the first things we noticed was that the wind was at his back there, which helped out.
You mean when I had to drag you down to the field before the game? I mean,
was it your idea to?
Oh, I think selective memory. But look, that wind though, that kick should have been good from about 56, and so now we know why Coach Ricky Ronnie was so aggressive there. And making that call to go for 3, he knew he had the wind going in his direction. We saw it earlier. And I'm not saying he wouldn't have made it without the wind, but it made it easy for Mr. Sanchez.
Like you said, that would have been good from 56, maybe 57.
Yeah, and if it keeps blowing, that can really have an impact on this game, especially when you're kicking into that wind.
Pegues will take it from his own goal line. Not much room to operate. Squeaks out to the 20-yard line where Bazelak and the Bowling Green offense will trot back out. These teams are so familiar with one-score games. Old Dominion's lost to Virginia Tech last time out. 37-17 was only the third time in, I believe, the last 17 games that they haven't had a one-score game. I mean, they have really played it down to the wire. Last 2 weeks for Bowling Green, 1-possession losses to Penn State and Texas A&M, the latest of which in College Station, that came right down to the final 2 minutes. An unsuccessful onside kick. And now Bazelak down the sideline, incomplete. Bowling Green fans wanted pass interference. They were hit with one on the opposite side when they were on defense. Won't get it. Looking for Jamal Johnson there.
There was definitely some contact up the sidelines. Remember, you can't touch the receivers out to 5 yards. And I'm just telling you right now, Jamal Johnson was getting touched.
Yeah. He is a tough guy, running back, used to battling through contact, but here again he lines up as a wideout.
From ODU, I'm playing run here, Jason. After a long incomplete pass like that, it's going to be a run on second down.
Yeah, they heard you, and they executed it well defensively. Morrison stepped up in there on the interior of the D-line for Old Dominion.
This is one of the best things that Old Dominion does, getting TFLs. They're first in the conference. They came into this game with 27 tackles for loss, and so they've been doing that very well. This is their 4th of the game, by the way. And so getting in the backfield and getting tackles behind the line of scrimmage is something they do very well. And then they set themselves up for 3rd and long defensively. Again, this is going to be that vaunted zone defense, dropping 8.
You don't get a lot more than 6-7 yards against their zone look. They go to 70% of the time on the scouting report.
Can they get a pass rush though off this drop? That's the next level for this defense. If they can get a pass rush, adding that 4th guy, that's when you become special.
Bazelak flushed. Colbreth trying to track him down, dumps it off. Patterson got underneath that football to scoop it up. Now Atala was there on the initial contact. There are flags. And was it a grab as well?
So impressed with Bazelak's ability to buy time. He continues to slide and evade just enough to get receivers open and throw accurate footballs.
There's a pocket presence.
Holding. Defense, number 16. That penalty's declined. It's all in the play. First down.
Yeah, Keandre Harris hit with the penalty there.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the second defensive holding we've seen in a situation like that where they were potentially getting off the field.
Now flip the chains, 1st and 10. Bazelak will dump it off. Got blocks set up for Fannin. Defense ready for it. Harris kind of redeeming himself with the tackle there.
There are times when the guys in the white jerseys seem to have 12 and 13 men on the field, and that's because they play so hard, right? Their ability to pursue. When you can pursue the football and play with great effort, it erases a lot of mistakes that are hard to see from up in this booth because you're just running to the football, and when you get there, you're angry.
They wanted to play a little angry this week. You could feel it in their voices. We spoke to Jerron Manning on the defense. They'll rush to the ball again here. That is incomplete, thrown slightly behind the intended target, Patterson. They wanted to try to speed up Bazelak. Tough to do against his experience, his pocket presence like you talked about. But you're getting him in these 3rd and long situations.
Now, that was the first inaccurate throw we've seen from Bazelak. He's been dead on for the most part before that throw. Now you're at 3rd and 9. Again, the pass protection has been stellar. What do you do if your ODU looks like they're going to bring some pressure finally?
Everyone creeps up on 3rd and 8. And they all come after him. Right off the edge. What pocket presence from Bazelak. What a throw from Bazelak. Able to find Fannin Jr. ODU brought the house. It did not matter when they went to their go-to target for 44 yards.
You live by the blitz, you can die by the blitz, especially when number 0's one-on-one. If you're a free runner, you better get there because the guys in the secondary need help. Harold Fannin Jr. is an All-American tight end. That's 235-plus pounds guy beating a guy that is much smaller and allegedly faster.
What a throw. What a play. What execution from Bowling Green. Homecoming crowd right back into it. Now Atala came up to make the tackle there for Old Dominion. Creeping up on the final 5 minutes of what has been a really good first half of football.
Yeah, see, he's a freak athlete. This is what the scouts from the NFL love to see. Can a big guy beat man coverage, not just against safeties and linebackers, but against corners, right? That's when you become special, and they will scheme up things for you on the next level. And heck, they're scheming up things for him now.
Fake it one way, go the other way. Quick pressure, quick catch. First time they've targeted Finn Hogan, Maple City, Michigan native. Transferred from Central Michigan.
So you fake the toss, you come out with a bootleg, not a naked bootleg. He had guys out in front just in case he needed some extra time. Throws an accurate throw again on the run. That's just a shallow cross from Hogan Finn coming all the way across the formation. They got out of it what they need. 3rd and manageable now. A little bit longer than 3rd and manageable.
Definitely inside of the field goal range to at bare minimum tie this game.
To that point, Jason, again, you got to be smart with the football. You don't want to put it at risk against a ball-hawking secondary like this.
Bazelak steps up, trying to get it with his legs, and he does. Can we talk about the quarterbacks that maybe aren't super fast, but you like to say when we watch football together, they're fast enough.
That's right. I mean, that's all you need to be, especially when you got defenders worried about crossing routes, deep routes, and all that stuff. Look at the green grass that opens up because he's keeping his eyes downfield. He's not prematurely looking to run. He's trying to go through his progressions. That forces the defenders to continue to back up and give you an opportunity. And so far, he's been amazing with his decision-making.
10th play of another grinded-out drive for Scott Loeffler's crew. They hand it off. Stewart into the pile.
Ball's out.
That ball did come out at the tail end. It got jarred free. Who's on top of it is the next question mark. And, I mean, it came out when it appeared as though Stewart was still up. And it's Stewart there fighting for it.
And it is a fight going on at the bottom of that pile. I can assure you of that.
Ball's recovered by Bowling Green. 2nd down.
There's some really nasty things going on in that pile trying to get that football. And I know that by experience. Trust me. There's the cut right there.
Yeah, it was out.
Yeah, and that ball you got a little too loose with that ball. You got to keep that ball down. You got to be high and tight. He had it high, but it wasn't tight. It looks like Duke might have fell right back on it, luckily.
Sigh of relief for Bowling Green. They were 9 of 11 in the red zone entering today. Last time they punched it in with Jason Patterson on the ground. Bazelak back to the air. Back to Fannin. He's in for his second touchdown of the game, but there is a flag out. So we'll see what this call is. Multiple flags.
Might have some offensive pass interference, I think, Jason.
Pass interference. Offense number 6. 15 yards from the previous spot. Second down.
So I guarantee you, as you see,
Scott
Lefty is,
there was some separation that got created pretty quickly there. I think you caught it.
Well, and I think he had a back blocking too early. Like, you can't be downfield blocking when the ball's thrown downfield. That ball has to be thrown behind the line of scrimmage. You can get away with that. So I think you probably had a downfield blocker in Jamal Johnson. Let's take a look at the right side. There it is. See, and that's just a pick play. Right? That's exactly what that is. He's running a route, at least trying to make it look like he's running a route against man coverage, and blocks the defender. I think that probably is the right call, even though Lefty's really upset about it.
Now to pile on. Going to have another penalty on Bowling Green here.
False start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty, second down.
And these are the momentum killers that they talked about trying to stay away from, right?
Yeah, they get Tunde Fatukasi there. He's a guy who's typically a key aspect of that offensive line. A drive that was inside of the 15, now set back to the 30.
Far Rockaway, New York is where he's from. He's a Rutgers transfer.
We'll go to Johnson trying to get some yardage back, but white jerseys all over him. To your point, it is a collective effort defensively for Old Dominion. It has been an emotional, energetic sideline for the Monarchs today. Time of possession heavily favoring Bowling Green. To provide some context to that, you got two different styles clashing today. BG's drives have been grinded out. 8-play, 9-play. Yep. We're getting up to, 12, 13 plays on this drive now.
That sort of stuff plays dividends when you get into the second half, fourth quarter. It really tires out this defensive legs.
Something to keep an eye on in the second half. For now, Old Dominion wants to keep this drive to a field goal, and it looks like they're going to do that. It's going to be a long field goal, too, thanks to the excellent tackle from Mario Thompson out in space.
Yeah, that was the right call against that defense. You had everything set up, but Mario Thompson evaded the block. If they get number 18 block, I'm telling you right now, number 0 is hitting his head on the goalpost. But Mario Thompson says, no, I see I need to make a play for my defense to save the day.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
We've hit the 2-minute timeout. Field goal attempt to try to tie the game when we come back.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9, 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
And Doug.
Whoa, we move. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. There was no question of what I wanted to be. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks.
So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
From the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, the Ego Power Plus blower, reaching an incredible 765 CFM, and it runs up to 90 minutes on a single charge, exclusively at Lowe's, Ace, and Ego authorized dealers.
Here we go, human. Adventure is everywhere.
My fresh powder's what she really wants, eh?
Up on the 2-minute timeout would be about a 51-yard field goal coming up. Jackson Cleather, they feel like around 52 yards is about his range. Don't forget, coming up at the half, previewing the top 5 matchup between Georgia and Alabama in Tuscaloosa tonight. Cleather comes out to try to tie the game.
Against the wind, though.
He is kicking into it. Unlike the last Old Dominion field goal where it was at their backs. Here it is, into the wind. And it is short. That wind definitely played a role.
Yeah, no question.
Into it versus having it at your back.
You saw it. That ball hung up mightily. That's an easy 3-point conversion if it weren't for the wind. And so this will continue to be a factor as this game goes on. He drives it really nice, gets it up. Now watch that thing hang up.
Oh, yeah.
Slowing down, turning left.
Just getting dragged around by that wind tunnel.
Man.
And Ethan Sanchez, the kicker for Old Dominion, had the flip side of that. He had the advantage.
Yeah.
Hit one from 53, probably could have been 56, 57 with the wind at his back. And because of that, Old Dominion keeps a 3-point lead.
And that'll change how you call the game as well. There may be some go-forward decisions change because of that win.
Still 2 timeouts left and 1:55 to go for Grant Wilson and this quick strike Monarch offense. Here's a quick strike and a bit of a hurdle at the tail end of that run. They do want to get right back up to the line after the Aaron Young carry.
So this offensive line is passing the test in the run game. They're doing an amazing job.
Really a newly crafted offensive line this week as well. And Stephon Dubosborn, who started all 13 games at left guard, is at left tackle today. Elijah Hoskin made 1 start at right guard last season. He's at left guard. Michael Flores, the only mainstay this week on the O-line at center. Rest of it's really changed up. They need another good performance out of the O-line on this play as Wilson goes down after picking up 3 on 3rd and 2. So move the chains, stop the clock as they reset them.
Well, Wilson showed some wiggle there, made 2 Bowling Green defenders run into each other, got it just enough for the first down.
Wilson back to throw again, dangerously thrown away. Oladokin came up trying to get that interception. You think he wanted to get it to the sideline there, but
well, he had to pump it. Watch the pressure. See, now that's too late. No.
Wow.
No, you can't do that. You either eat it or throw it into the stands. You can't try to complete that pass that late in the progression, especially with one of the best defensive backs in the MAC lurking.
If it was a second later, it might have been a pick 6.
Well, he had his hands on the ball. He's got to catch it. Oladokin could still be running.
They go back to the ground, interestingly, with under a minute to go now. This clock will keep going here unless they opt to stop it with the 2 timeouts. It is moving now up to 51 seconds left.
Well, I think that near interception might have scared Kevin Decker a little bit right there. He doesn't want to put the ball at risk anymore. See, they're content here, Jason. This is going to be another run. He saw the game flash before his eyes, talking about the offensive coordinator, Kevin Decker. I think they're going to run this football and get out of this half.
Old Dominion has found themselves in close games at the half through the first 3 weeks of the season. Haven't won any of them. Meanwhile, Young, now do you start to rethink a little bit?
That's a different story.
With that wind at your back, it helped you out. The last time you put Ethan Sanchez out there, possibly bare minimum a field goal attempt here. Still 19 seconds, 2 timeouts. They reset the chains. Wilson back to the air. This could be a big chunky. Threw it slightly behind Isaiah Page, and he did have him in space there.
Yeah, that was a critical one there. Had they completed that, then they really set up. I thought maybe they would burn a timeout, but they were able to get to the line of scrimmage and run a play in just under 6 seconds, so you'll take that. But I think they were content to go in the half. But after you bust off a run like that, let's see if you can get yourself in field goal range like you said.
13 seconds left. Now a timeout called. Last for Bowling Green.
Timeout, Bowling Green, their final of the half.
Yeah,
this will be a 30-second timeout.
That's not textbook clock management right there. You don't want to have to call a timeout when the clock's not running this late into the half. And remember, we talked about how this win could affect decision-making. I think that's exactly what's happened. You called it. When he got that first down, I think understanding you've got the win with you, you've already hit 150-plus yard field goal that would have been good from much longer. Now you're saying, okay, if I can get another shot at this thing with the win, I'm going to take it.
Mentioned that O-line they're working behind as you see the wind and how it's been flying here for the moment in this half in favor of Old Dominion. On the right tackle spot, Zach Barlev was making his first career start at that particular position. Santana Saunders at right guard. I mean, it was just an overhaul, almost like how a hockey team changes lines when things aren't working too well. They were giving up quite a few sacks. It's looked much better today. The running game has looked good. The passing game has looked good.
Look at the middle of the field, Jason. It's open. I'm working the middle of the field if I got a timeout, which they do have. Remember, the clock will stop momentarily on any first downs. You can get up and clock it and save the timeout if you need.
Wilson, quick throw, incomplete. Credit the footsteps of Oladoke in there. Yeah. Isaiah Page had to go out of his hands. Wants that one back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the classic not looking the ball into your hands. He looked away before he had complete control. First things first, take care of catching it, then turn and run.
Brings up 3rd and 10. Do you still possibly trot out Sanchez for a long field goal? If they don't get this, they'll hand it off to Duke.
Nice play.
So right now, at the stadium, clock is at all zeros. I'm wondering if they would try to call a timeout.
Second of the half. Clock operator, please put 1 second on the game clock.
I think he meant to say Old Dominion there.
30-second timeout.
So that would be their second of the half. It is with 1 second left.
I got to give some love to Ali Saad. That was a great open field tackle against a quick back who's not easy to tackle in the open field, especially if you're a big guy. 6'3", 280 pounds is Saad, a leader in this defense.
This would be about 58, 59 yards. They are going to bring out Sanchez, who just hit from 53, which was a career long. He's got the wind at his back.
Now, it's gusting, Jason. It's dying down and then gusting again. Can they time it and get one of these gusts and see if they can use the jet stream to hit a field goal?
It will be from 58, would be a career long, and a career long earlier in the quarter from 53.
Block opportunity for the defense.
The leg, this one appeared to come up short. It did. And that'll send us to the half.
Now, I thought the defense was offside.
That's what Old Dominion thinks, that there should have been a flag.
There's no question they missed that.
Off. They did, and instead we'll go to the locker room with Old Dominion up 17-14.
That's the end of the first half.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it. We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is...
Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
So amazing. It looks great.
Okay, I need to go. I need to take my daughter to school.
Have a great day. Okay. Hey, but I want you to focus on growth and craze. That'll work. That'll work.
I want to work from anywhere.
I don't want to be underestimated.
I want you to focus on growth over grades.
This time I use talk. My use they use talk. And it's in! Historic goal! I love this game, it's so hard. The one you never ever knew about. I'm on the next level now. What a strike!
It's so on.
Left footed goal! Runs it! And you tell, give me back what you
This crowd is ready. You ready, partner?
Yeah, let's go.
Live can't miss NFL games.
What a catch!
An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup.
Touchdown, LA!
Plus, NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else.
He could go all the way.
Oh, did I mention our exclusive expert analysis? Why settle for some football when you can have more football? It's simple. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
3-point game. Old Dominion up at the half. 0-3, but not playing like an 0-3 team. And Bowling Green knew that coming into today. Scott Loeffler had this game circled on his calendar since January, and we're seeing why. This is a really athletic Old Dominion team. Toka, they've been striking quickly after not scoring on their opening drive all season. They come out, do that, really made a statement. Can't say enough about what they've done.
Yeah, I mean, they've come out and played like they want to win. I mean, they play like they're not a beaten down football team. And he told us they weren't. He said they were obviously licking their wounds a little bit because you're 0-3, but they weren't downtrodden. And I like the effort they're giving us so far today.
And then for Scott Loeffler's team on Bowling Green side of things, third straight game, you find yourself in a tight one, potentially another one-possession game. Old Dominion had the most one-possession games in the country a season ago. Two teams that like to play up the drama here for us.
That's right. I think you got a developing situation, too. They've got 21 minutes, just over 21 minutes, and just over 8 for their opponent. That begins to be a problem as we get deeper into this game. Can Bowling Green continue to run the football, possess the football, and sort of overrun their opponent with offensive plays, wear them down, and try to win a close game in the fourth quarter?
Going to be fun. You know what else is going to be fun? Georgia, Alabama tonight as well. We're going to talk that when we come back. That is the SEC on ABC matchup for tonight.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big
Circle
Sunday
Week,
the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Wow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
So this is your first time buying a home?
Yeah, this is
first time doing any of this.
Honestly, we definitely have the stress and anxiety part down.
I know this can all seem a bit overwhelming, but everything is in the email I sent you the other day. It'll go a long way to ease those new anxieties. Information about financing, inspections.
The email.
And if you haven't looked at it yet, let's go through it together.
Oh,
Okay.
Expertise. Just one of the many ways an agent who's a realtor works for you.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
This time I used help. My use they used help. And it's in! Historic goal! I love this game. It's so hard. The one you never ever knew about. I'm on the next level now.
What a strike!
It's so on.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
This time I used help. And it's in! Historic goal! Shoots and scores! Left-footed goal!
Well, later tonight, number 2 Georgia takes on number 4 Alabama as the two of the most dominant programs of the last decade square off in an SEC on ABC showdown. Kevin Connors shares some of the historic numbers Georgia has compiled over the last 50 games heading into this matchup.
You know the deal. Every dog has its day. And from Smokey to Dubs 2, Reveille to Handsome Dan and Jack, even Ben. The game doesn't lack bite. But make no mistake, over the past 50 games, there's been no bigger dog in college football than these guys.
We back! Here we go, baby!
Georgia's 48-2 mark ranks among the best in show in the entire history of the sport. Since 1936, the start of the AP poll era, just 4 schools have done it. Bud Wilkinson's Oklahoma teams of the mid-1950s, Tom Osborne's Nebraska juggernaut of the mid-90s, Nick Saban's steamrolling tide from 2015 to 2018, and these Georgia Bulldogs. Notably, both Georgia losses have come to Alabama, and both in the SEC Championship. There was last season's nail-biter.
And it's caught. Jermaine Burton. Touchdown, Alabama.
And the Bryce Young masterpiece of 2021.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Well, the crown is still Alabama's.
Not counting conference championship games, Kirby Smart's Dogs have won 28 straight SEC games, the longest streak ever in the most competitive era of SEC football. The Dogs' run of 42 consecutive regular season wins is second most in the AP era. Past 5 seasons, Georgia's outgaining opponents by more than 10,000 yards. Talk about marking territory. In this dog-eat-dog world, Georgia has 32 wins in which they've never trailed, not for a second. 92 FBS teams don't have 32 wins in that span. The Dogs are 7-0 in bowl games in the last 5 seasons. Rough to do. and their 49 NFL draft picks since 2020 leads all dogs in the hunt. Time will tell who the pack leader will be in this new season, with Saturday a big first step. But given how the past 50 games have gone, it's safe to say college football should still beware of the dogs.
Where will all of those Georgia streaks sit at the end of the night in T-Town? We will find out. Can't wait for that SEC on ABC matchup. 17-14 ODU here at Bowling Green.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big deals.
Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Wow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
This time I used help. And it's in! Historic goal! Shoots and scores! Left-footed goal! Slots it!
Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus NFL Primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
This crowd is ready. You ready, partner?
Yeah, let's go.
Live can't miss NFL games.
What a catch!
An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup.
Touchdown, LA!
Plus, NFL Primetime. You can't get anywhere else.
He could go all the way!
Oh, did I mention our exclusive expert analysis? Why settle for some football when you can have more football? It's simple. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
(17-14) Old Dominion up at the half. Not sure how many people expected that coming in. Old Dominion can't say enough about what they've done, considering the narrative coming in. 0-3, needed a win, felt the necessary anxiety, Teoka, and really started the first half off with a bang in that opening series drive.
Well, that was such a big key. We talked about how slowly they had started in all of their other games. They needed to get control of the football game early, and they were able to do that largely because of the ground game.
Take a look at some of those first half highlights. The ground game that you talked about.
This is decision-making right there. Grant Wilson did a great job all half of realizing he didn't have to force the football, take the green grass was there, and then that set up really what became a tight end duel between Pat Conroy and Harold Fannin Jr., both of them making big plays down the field.
And Bowling Green able to answer back with you-know-who, Harold Fannin. Kind of have had a tight end duel here between him and Pat Conroy. Coincidentally, the tight end highlight right there.
The design there was so amazing. They had success with the quarterback running the football, fake the dive with the quarterback running up inside, just enough to catch his man running down the field. Easy touchdown there, and that's a big fourth down conversion to keep the drive alive for Bowling Green. Again, here's another conversion right there, and that set up a late touchdown that got us really tight.
As the equation right now to be another tight game.
Yeah.
Last time Bowling Green played a Sun Belt team, they won in overtime against Marshall. Right now, Old Dominion up front thanks to Sanchez. And we were talking about it, end of that first half, it looked like there might have been a missed potential jump from the Bowling Green defensive line that could have given Sanchez another chance at maybe a closer field goal. But at the end of the day, are you taking a 3-point lead if you're Old Dominion right now?
No question about it. And understanding that that last kick that he did make, that was a jet stream kick, right? He had the wind at his back. He took full advantage of it. Good job for Sanchez to convert when he had an opportunity.
Something to keep an eye on in the second half, which is on the horizon. Homecoming day here at Bowling Green.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big deal.
Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Wow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus NFL Primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
This time I used help. My use that used help. And it's in! Historic goal! I love this game. It's so hard. The one you never ever knew about. I'm on the next level now. Run!
What a strike!
It's so on.
Left footed goal!
And you tell, you mean back what you tell.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
This crowd is ready. You ready, partner?
Yeah, let's go.
Live can't miss NFL games.
What a catch!
An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup.
Touchdown, LA!
Plus NFL Primetime. You can't get anywhere else.
He could go all the way.
Oh, did I mention our exclusive expert analysis? Why settle for some football when you can have more football? It's simple. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
This time I used help.
And it's in! Historic goal! Houston scores! Left footed goal!
All right, second half about to get underway. Ethan Chang set to kick us off. Bowling Green will receive this opening second half kickoff. Yet another one possession game. Old Dominions had 2 of their first 3 decided by 1 possession. Same story for Bowling Green. Their last 2 losses at Texas A&M and Penn State. Tight one between the Sun Belt and the MAC here in Bowling Green. And they get a fair catch signal there at about the 18-yard line is where the Bowling Green offense will come out.
Well, Drummond fair caught that ball, but it looked like he had instant remorse. He wanted to run.
Yeah, he wanted to go with it.
he saw some dreams, some hoop dreams and field dreams in his head after he caught that ball.
Peagies, who normally catches him, was behind him, kind of ready to catch it, but then he saw Drummond come up to it, make the fair catch. So now Bazelak and the offense comes back out. O-line has looked good as ever, as they have throughout the course of now 3 weeks and a half into this season. And they set up the run game early on with Stewart here right out of the gates, number 13 in Bowling Green history with 7 games of 100 or more yards. Terrion Stewart trying to lay the groundwork for possibly some deep shots defending.
Yeah, to me, this is the second half key for Bowling Green. You need to run the football, continue to possess it, run your play count up, and really test the depth of this ODU defense. They've got a lot of guys, but they've got some guys hurt too. So everybody has guys, Jason. They got people in uniform as you see the flag being thrown, but you don't see if you got some quality depth.
Five-yard penalty, second down.
Ricky Ronnie, the head coach for Old Dominion, was sprinting down the sideline as they were making that substitution there. So it was a little bit of a funky miscommunication on the ODU sideline.
Yeah, there's some real strict rules in terms of new players coming on the field having to go past the numbers before they line up, and it looks like that was the foul right there.
Now Bazelak, really good pocket. It's collapsing, goes downfield, that is broken up. In on the coverage, Rashid Reason. He was looking there for Malcolm Johnson Jr. Reason's been good all day long.
He really has, and that's an error by Malcolm Johnson Jr. I like the route. It was a dig route. First of all, look at the protection. Are you kidding me? He can do whatever he wants. Now watch the dig route coming in. Come back to the ball, Malcolm. Don't stop. No. Keep working back. That's an easy reception. You might break a tackle and make a house call.
Reason, the defensive back, started out on the JUCO level, now living his dream, playing D1 football. And this was the name of the game for the Old Dominion defense. They kept Bowling Green in these 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 situations.
Can they heat up this pass rush, though, Jason? That's the next step for this defense.
And they've rolled the dice and taken the gamble a couple of times. And they gamble again here. Pocket open all day. Downfield, though, the coverage was there. Double coverage again on Malcolm Johnson Jr.
And they continue to test this drop 8 coverage, and it continues to pass the test. It's so hard to find guys. You got to scheme up some things that can really take advantage of zone coverage because the rush isn't getting there. You got to understand, you've got plenty of time. I want to see some flood zones. I want to see some zone beaters being drawn up because time is not an issue. You've got to find a way to create space and free runners, understanding that the quarterback can hold the ball up to 5 to 6 seconds because we're seeing it.
Yeah, they force you to be a little more conservative than you want to. Sometimes some things collapse downfield, but they've been steady, they've been disciplined. Forces a punt on this opening drive of the second half. Page back to return it. Isaiah Page slipped 1 tackle, then got dropped down at the 29. We'll be back on the other side. 3-point game, final non-conference game of the season for both teams.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big
Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Wow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
Old Dominion getting set to come out for their opening offensive series of this second half. We got a special guest in the booth with us, a week away from MAC play fully commencing. We have Dr. John Steinbrecher, the MAC commissioner. Commissioner, thanks for taking the time to join us. Really appreciate it.
Great to be here on a wonderful homecoming weekend in Bowling Green.
I like the vest.
BG get the vest.
I mean, he's putting pressure on it. I got to give me a vest, Commissioner. I'm just saying, I got to add that.
Showing out for homecoming day. All right, so, Commissioner, we talk about non-conference slates so far for the MAC. It's been really impressive. Northern Illinois going into Notre Dame, getting the win. Toledo, monster win over Mississippi State. The Bowling Green taking Texas A&M and Penn State right down to the wire. Your thoughts so far of non-conference
Well,
season?
we've had some good wins,
yeah.
but we need to continue those wins. You only get so many opportunities, and that's really what kind of differentiates you as you start to stack yourself up with other leagues.
You know, Commissioner, this conference, the MAC conference, has been one of the most stable conferences in all of America, right? You've had the same teams, and that started back since 1999. Now you are going to go back to the future and add somebody, right? You're adding the UMass Minutemen. I'd like to know, what about their profile that you felt they'd be good for this conference?
Well, the strength of this league is the homogeneity of it across an array of things. We're all public national research institutions. So we're going to bring in a University of Massachusetts. It's a top 50 university in the country. So it starts with that. And then you look at their athletic programs, they match up very, very well with us. They're going to come in and they're going to get better in football. They got a chance to build their football program now if they get into a league. Phenomenal basketball, all their other sports. They stretch our geography a little bit, but still in a contiguous state with New York and Massachusetts. They kind of checked all the boxes for us.
You saw they're joining full-time in the fall of 2025. They got a 3rd and 7 play here for Old Dominion, and the pressure from behind gets home. Ali Saad, Windsor, Ontario native, his 2nd sack of the season.
Well, this is one of the best players on their defense. We talked to the offensive coordinator for the Monarchs, and he said, look, their 2 best players defensively are Saad and Rosser because they get after the passer one-on-one. You leave these guys on an edge by themselves, they're going to get home. Great job by Saad getting around the corner.
Peagy's back to return this punt for Bowling Green. Comes up, plays it, and patiently scoots up to the 41-yard line. Talking to the MAC commissioner, John Steinbrecher. So, Commissioner, one other thing I wanted to ask you about, getting rid of divisions right, in 2024. Walk MAC fans through what it's going to look like this year.
Yeah, we took about a year studying it, actually, and engaged some researchers on it, believe it or not, some people that actually do some research for the NFL. And what our focus is how can we try to ensure that we get our best 2 teams to our championship game? And so we ran all sorts of models, and what we came up with was get away from divisions. We're going to balance some things. We're protecting rivalries and things like that. We think it'll help us make our championship game even stronger.
Bowling Green takes back over. Bazelak off the fake. Able to find his target. Connecting with Levi Gazaric.
Taking a broader look at college sports in general. I don't know if you saw the comments from the NCAA president, Charlie Baker, but he's calling for congressional oversight and intervention when it comes to NIL. I mean, it's obviously a lot of crazy things going on out there. I'd love to hear your point of view on does this need to be something that Congress needs to take a look at?
We're going to need some help from the federal government if we're going to get in place rules and regulations that, A, won't cause us to be sued for antitrust violations. And we're just at that point.
Bazelak wants Fannin. What a catch! What an adjustment from Fannin. Another highlight reel to add to his highlight reel. Wow!
You like that, Commiss?
That was very much so. They didn't see me doing a jig up here.
I saw you, and it looked pretty good to me. Look, Harold Fannin Jr., we've talked about how great an athlete he is, but let's not forget the skill. You can be a great athlete, run and jump and all that, but look at the basket catch under duress. And he's one of the best players in America after catching the football. He's got a running back background. He talked about that being a big part of what he does after the catch. He's a monster in the open field. I'm really enjoying watching him play.
59 yards to put Bowling Green back in front. All right, here's another one for Fannin Jr., his second touchdown grab of the game. We're going to keep Dr. John Steinbrecher around after this.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
Whoa!
Here we go, human. Adventure is everywhere.
My fresh powder's what she really wants, eh?
But my views are the best. Give her to me.
Say turn left, I turn right. Hey. Hey.
How are we gonna save them, Gabby?
I don't know yet, but I know we can figure something out.
Paw Patrol, to the lookout. I sure hope I do a good job. I've never been on a special assignment before.
Discover imagination with Tony's.
I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
$59-yard catch and run from Harold Fannin. The yards after the catch on display there from their star tight end. Welcome you back in to Jason Ross Jr., John Steinbrecher, the MAC Commissioner, Tioka Jackson with you. Commissioner, wanted you to finish your point there that you were making about NIL.
Yeah, the reason we need federal help is right now NIL is governed by a series of state laws. So we have 38 or 40 different state laws governing it. We need one standard.
Yeah.
So that whatever the rule is in Ohio, is in Alabama, is in California, etc. That's going to be critical. We also need some help on, from our point of view, we'd like to see student athletes formalized that they're not employees. There's something else. It's a special circumstance in there. And there's other things we need to talk about.
Yeah, this is something that I think is very critical for the long-term health of our game. This game has been around for a long time. I think there's got to be a fair balance between making sure that the student athletes get the experience they deserve and that they earn, and making sure that there's a playing field where every single football team that's fielded has an opportunity to be successful. So I think there's a happy medium there, right?
Absolutely. And right now, there's never been a better time to be a student athlete in terms of the benefits that are available. The NCAA was this year we've just put in place across the board for everybody a post-eligibility insurance program. So if you leave school for several years after that, you're covered by insurance for any injuries that were incurred while you were an athlete.
I love that, because that's my biggest complaint. I would say I've got a lot of ex-teammates who I played at Penn State who are limping right now, who have sore shoulders, necks, and what have you. And they should be able to get some treatment for that stuff. And so, you know, prior to what you just told me, I didn't know that was an opportunity. I mean, that's one of the biggest things for guys my age, you know, or even younger, because they go through it, right? And these are guys that never even sniffed the NFL. And so I think that's a great step to really stepping towards, you know, student athletes and say, hey, you earned this benefit.
Absolutely.
So Colton Joseph is into the game now for Old Dominion. We were not expecting this. Told they would have a package for one of the other backups, Quinn Hennikel, but Colton Joseph, the redshirt freshman from Newport Beach, California, in the game now. 1 for 2 on the year passing. He goes down quickly. So at the moment, we're wondering what's going on with Grant Wilson. Why isn't he in the game? As Joseph goes down and gets hit and sacked, brings up 3rd and 19 as Bowling Green has all the momentum. Old Dominion backed up now in front of the Bowling Green student section on this homecoming night. Joseph Sipp Jr., one of the heart and soul pieces of this BG defense, could potentially flip the field position as well.
I'm going with draw here. There's no way I'm letting this quarterback decide.
Set up a screen on the outside. Orange jersey swarming over there near the 20-yard line.
So they didn't go draw, Jason, but that's just as safe. I mean, there was no way you're going to ask a backup quarterback who appears to be in a situation where he wasn't sure he would be to have to deal with this rush in his face. So I like that call. I'm trying to get eyes now on Grant Wilson. I mean, he was playing so well. You got to believe this is not a coach's decision situation, right?
No, we're keeping an eye on the sideline, trying to scan back and forth. Not currently seeing him down there, so we will be very intrigued by the next series for Old Dominion. This punt is sending Piggies way back. Took a hop.
You can pick that up now. Yeah, I mean, you can pick 18, that up.
Yeah.
And I see you, Commissioner. You're saying pick it up too. You're on it. You're on the rule. That's illegal touches. So when the kicking team touches the ball first, the receiving team can pick the ball up, fumble it, do whatever. They'll never lose possession of the ball. So you go ahead and take an opportunity to maybe create a big play for yourself, scoop that ball up, and try to see even if you don't score, you can improve your field position.
Commissioner, one other subject we wanted to talk to you about. 12-team college football playoff. My favorite aspect of the expanded playoff is the fact that definitely going to have a group of 5 team in there. Not sure who it's going to come from, but that opportunity, more opportunity. What's your favorite part about the 12-team playoff?
Oh, I agree. What it does, it keeps more teams in contention for the playoff deeper into the year. Currently, or previous years, we'd get to this time of the year, you'd be down to 12 or 14 teams you'd be focusing on. Under the new 12-team format, we'll be into November, there'll be 40-plus teams that'll still be in contention for a playoff. That means better ratings, that means more ticket sales, that just means more excitement around college football.
And I'm not sure we've been able to say this, but, you know, the group of 5, you have a legitimate shot and pathway to get to the promised land. I don't know if we could have said that before when it was just 4 teams.
Yeah, you know, Old Dominion plays in the Sun Belt just a couple of years ago. We saw Tulane beat USC in a bowl game, Cotton Bowl, as get the carry here over near the sideline. I mean, like, theoretically, that would have been a playoff game and possibly a win for Tulane in that game. So, I mean, a lot of optimism, a lot of fun. We got MAC play fully starting up next week. Commissioner, really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, great to be with you guys. Welcome to Bowling Green, and happy homecoming.
And look, I appreciate the pressure you put on me. I'm going to get me a vest next week, Jason. Mark my words. Thanks, Commissioner. I appreciate it.
Keeping you to your word there, Teoka. All right, 3rd and 8. Feels like a big play here for the Old Dominion defense after momentum swung in favor of Bowling Green. It was the Harold Fannin 59-yarder that put him up by 4. Bazelak back to throw. Another good pocket again. Wow, but a lot of really good coverage downfield. Bazelak still keeping this alive somehow. Ball came out. Ball is still alive. Bowling Green pounces on it back at the 13. A play that lasted forever. Maybe should have ended a little earlier than it did if you're a Bowling Green fan.
I don't know that I've ever seen that much time on a pass play where the ball didn't come out. And it came out, it's just the wrong way for Bowling Green. They are so lucky that they had Johnny on the spot, Mr. Alex, jump on that football, because that could have been a disaster.
Second time today Bowling Green has recovered their own fumble.
The book says you can't cover that long. Well, ODU is doing it over and over again.
And now could have some good field position for their offense after this punt. Kane close there. Both of these teams have been really good at blocking punts. It'll be Page taking it into Bowling Green territory. There is a flag out. Got to the 48. Page's helmet came off. See what this flag is for. It's way back at the 4 of Bowling Green.
Unless it's a personal foul, though, this won't be enough for a first down for sure. Question is, will Bowling Green want to re-kick it?
Right into the kicker. Return team, number 86. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
These team seasons have been a close shave, and they got a little too close there.
You know, it's not an easy decision on whether to re-kick or go with the original play, Jason, because generally re-kicking favors the return team, and you had 0 return on that. That was a big net. So a little bit of a gamble here, rolling the dice on re-kicking this football from this deep in your own on your own territory.
Bowling Green blocked one last week against Texas A&M. Old Dominion has blocked their fair share over the last couple of years as well. Wind is at the back here of the punter Henderson, and it falls into the hands of Page, who got hit back at his own 31. So now Old Dominion will take back over here on ESPN Plus.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify.
Easy peasy.
Who sent that thing?
My creator. We have something he needs.
This world can't survive if you stay together.
But I need it.
Eddie, I'm with you to the end.
Venom, The Last Dance.
We need a disguise.
Why'd you keep knocking people out?
I'm sorry.
In theaters October 25th.
Nobody wants to bounce with me. Oh well, what am I talking about? There's plenty others I haven't even asked yet. Today we're going to play games, sing songs.
Discover imagination with Tony's.
This time I used hope. And it's in! Historic goal! Houston scores! Left footed goal! I'm on the next level now.
It's so on.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
So we have spotted Grant Wilson on the sideline, doesn't have his helmet in his hand, questionable to return. This offense got off to a hot start in their quick strike aspects of the way they like to play. Colton Joseph came in the last series, didn't have much success. He only has 2 career passes, redshirted all of last year. Joseph, the Newport Beach, California native and redshirt freshman. So now they take back over without Grant Wilson on the field, perhaps for the rest of the game. Opt to run it here. Bowling Green defense ready. And now you didn't scout, right? You've been through this process, Tayoka, for Colton Joseph. But do you start to play the run game a little heavier?
There's no question about it. You cannot bring on a redshirt freshman in a game like this. Not that he can't play. This is no, jump on Joseph time. He's not expected to play in a situation like this on the road against an opponent like this. You have got to establish a running game and also to help this offensive line out as well.
3-star recruit who went across the country to play his college football. Helmet came off there.
I'm glad his head wasn't in it. O'Shea getting hit early, spinning out of it. But this is really a disaster situation for ODU. Everything was humming offensively. They were in a great groove, and Wilson was the tip of that spear. Now you got to change your entire game plan.
Wilson was in his second year being the starter, understands the system so well. First 3rd and long situation for Joseph. Those 2 career pass attempts both came last week against Virginia Tech. Rolls it out, has a completion, and a really good, comfortable throw there to Isaiah Page for a first down.
Yeah, you called it. He did look comfortable, didn't he? I mean, a little bit of a pump, but it wasn't a panicking pump. And I like the accuracy to the throw. Watch him stay in that pocket. No happy feet. Nice job of stepping into it. Now, if you're Bowling Green, though, you got to heat this pocket up. I am going to force this freshman to throw footballs under duress. He just showed you if you give him a pocket, he can throw the football. Okay, now let's see how he can throw under a blitzing situation.
See if Bowling Green tries to come after him. He'll roll out. Oh, it came out of his hand a little odd, and he says, my bad.
I mean, look, this is what happens when you don't get the reps. He's getting more scout team reps during the week than he's getting reps with his offensive players. And so he just, held on the ball a little bit too long. That's all. I mean, he had a wide open player, but it happens. Isaiah Page would probably still be running, but he's got to get warmed up mentally and physically, and they're trying to give him easy throws to be able to do that.
And in practice this week for Old Dominion, the theme has been for all the quarterbacks, get the ball out of the hand nice and quick, because that had been an issue, holding on to it too long in the first few weeks of the season. Here's another quick throw right on cue, but promptly met. Really good tackle from Ja'Cory Benjamin out on the edge. The transfer from Texas Southern, who had 3 tackles last week, makes a big play there.
Yeah, so I guarantee the defensive coordinators for Bowling Green are telling these guys, let's squeeze down this coverage. Let's compress this field because the ball has to come out quick. A, they're struggling in pass pro. But B, they have a young quarterback. They don't want him holding the football.
They converted 3rd and 9 last time. This time it's 3rd and 11. Pressure from Rosser. Joseph rolls out, using his legs. Ton of room to go. The speed on display from the redshirt freshman, getting the job done on 3rd and 11 and 3rd and 9 on this series.
You go, Joe. I didn't know. I wasn't familiar with your speed profile. Watch this kid open up now. He can run.
Gain of 26. Go back to Aaron Young. They've got a couple of really fast backup QBs. Joseph is one of them. Quinn Henikel is another. Going right now with Joseph. And really, this is the first time the world is seeing him on the college level and piecing together a drive that's creeping up on the red zone. If they can get another conversion here, but he goes down for the 2nd time. So back it up, but to the 33 here after the latest sack for this Bowling Green defense.
Yeah, they brought their Mike linebacker, Brock Horn, that time. This is what I expected now. You've seen enough of this. Young player, he can make plays. Okay, now let's bring the heat. Let's have some unblocked players running at him. Does he have the gumption to stand in the pocket, or will he get out there and get skittish?
3rd and 13, pressure comes, gets it out, complete to Kobe Williams, then he lost the football. Bowling Green recovers. A promising drive, still awaiting a signal. And they call it an incomplete pass. So this will be interesting to look at.
First of all, Justin Eaklund knocked it out, and Trent Sims running to the football, hustles up on it.
Makes the catch. Was there time?
Well, he just dropped it, yeah.
A football move after the grab was made. There.
See, the question is, did he ever have full possession?
Was there full possession?
Yeah.
And then did he have time to make a football move after full possession? Apparently they ruled he never had full possession, which I could certainly see there.
Yep.
The way it was bobbling. And interestingly, Old Dominion didn't even think about putting Ethan Sanchez out there after he did hit a 53-yarder in the opening half, but you're now kicking into the wind, which is something we had an eye on, flipping sides of the field.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And also, when your backup quarterback is in the game, it tends to tighten up your decision making, right? You want to play a little more close to the vest and let your defense, who's been operating all year very well, playing well today, let them set up your quarterback if you can, your young quarterback. Keep the stress off of it. No need to do anything crazy. Let's play a straight-up football game.
It's a great point. Bazelak back to the air, and he has Malcolm Johnson Jr. on the grab. Should be a first down, tackled by Rashid Reason. Creeping up on 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Bowling Green with the mindset of trying to make this a two-possession game. Mentioned they didn't even put Sanchez out there. Could have made it a perhaps one-point game, but playing maybe a little more conservatively. As you saw, Grant Wilson, who started the game for Old Dominion, on the sideline, questionable to return. Bazelak throws to Fannin Jr., another catch for him. Fannin Jr. had 8 catches, 154 yards, couple of touchdowns before that last grab. Just having another All-American type day.
He's a prototypical H-back in the NFL. They put him on the move, the pre-snap movement. That gives information to the offense. Is this man coverage or is it zone? And then he ran a tremendous out route, setting up the defender with head fakes, creating the separation, great hands catch. And we saw earlier he's a demon after catching the football. There he is on the move again. Nobody goes with him. That tells the quarterback is zone coverage.
Right there, right to a soft spot. We talked to him earlier this week, and he told us that he doesn't really watch a ton of film on other tight ends. He has such a unique role in this offense. Kind of says, do what the coaches tell me to do, keep working on my craft, and he is as good as they come in the country right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. He just keeps it simple. I mean, there's no need to look at other guys. Just listen to my coach, Alex Bear, who he's chasing down, by the way, on the all-time catch list at tight ends. That's his personal tight end coach, but he just does what the coach says. And what you see from him, though, is an ultra-competitive guy. When he catches the football, he's not looking to go down. He's looking to break tackles and score.
His QB Bazelak comfortable. Now Atala got him. Poa now Atala, who's stepping in for the injured Jason Henderson, who would be the leading tackler on this defense, makes a big play.
So this is now Atala green dogging. I mean, this is a guy who's in zone coverage, and he realizes, listen, all day long we've been dropping in zone but not getting any heat. He saw nobody threatening his zone. He decided to go ahead and rush on his own, understanding that there was nobody to pick him up. That's a great job by now Atala getting the quarterback down, something they haven't done a lot today.
Now Atala's brother Seth transferred from James Madison to Old Dominion, so he's got his brother back there with him. Their parents are here today.
Well, I said not a lot today. That was the first sack. I mean, I guess that counts as not a lot.
Third down and long. They got him set up. Now can they stop the running game and potentially force a punt here? This is what Ricky Ronnie wanted his defense to do, creeping up on the fourth quarter.
So right now, this game is turning into a field position battle, right? Making sure you take care of the football, have a good punt, be a good play, understanding they got a young quarterback and their ability to make splash plays offensively is going down. So I like the smart conservative call. Let's punt the ball away and force this quarterback to play in his back half of the field.
Old Dominion played a Division I record, 11 one-score games last season. And they're in another battle again here, down 4, heading to the fourth. They're putting the 4s up. Should be a fun finish.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big deals.
Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
I wonder why nobody wants to bounce with me. Oh well, what am I talking about? There's plenty others I haven't even asked yet.
Today we're going to play games, sing songs.
Discover imagination with Tony's.
This time I used told, my use they used told. And it's in! Historic goal! I love this game, it's so hard, the one you never ever knew about. I'm on the next level now.
What a strike!
It's so on.
Left footed goal! Winning your tug, give me back what you took. This time I used told. And it's in! Historic goal! Houston scores! Left footed goal!
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today. Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. Sign up today.
Live can't miss NFL games. An ESPN Plus exclusive Monday night matchup. Plus NFL primetime. You can't get anywhere else. And our exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
Heading into the fourth quarter, Old Dominion down 4, 0-3 on the season. Came out, scored in the opening drive with Grant Wilson, their QB, who is now questionable to return. It doesn't appear as though there's any sign he will in this game. Colton Joseph, who's throwing there, number 2 in white, has stepped into that spot, the redshirt freshman. This is the longest he's been in a game. That last series that resulted in a punt, but had some promising moments. Then his defense backed him up, got the stop, so he's up and ready to go. Meanwhile, this punt coming up here on the way from Henderson, the transfer from the JUCO level in California, and it's a pretty good boot rolling down inside the 10. Talk about this QB room. There's Quinn Hennikel, another freshman. He's a true freshman from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. They have a package for him as well, but right now Colton Joseph will be the guy heading back out there again and stepping into a big role at a big point in this season for Old Dominion. A pivotal point with Coastal Carolina on the horizon, on the road next week. First of 3 consecutive road games. No bye weeks in between these games for Old Dominion. Bowling Green today, Coastal Carolina, and then Georgia State. They'll hand it off. Bryce Duke gets hit quickly. Duke is roommates with the other running back, Aaron Young.
Joseph Sipp steps up there and makes great contact. Number 3, Mike linebacker. This is where the impact players that we talked about for Old Dominion, the offensive line, needs to step up. It's going to be tough now because Bowling Green defensively knows exactly what's going on. They know that this offense has gotten tremendously more conservative with the young quarterback in. They're playing downhill at this point.
Joseph steps up, has 126-yard run today. Flag comes out. Back in the holding zone. We'll see if this is on the Old Dominion offensive line.
And you got to be careful here. If that quarterback was in the end zone when that hold took place, it's going to be a safety. It's going to be interesting to see.
Hold it. Offense number 51. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
Old Dominion's lucky, Jason, because he was close to that end zone when he rolled out. Let's see. Here's his in the end zone right now. Yeah, I mean, that hold took place just after he got out of the end zone. Boy, they're really lucky there. Just got out of there. But again, we're seeing that that's one thing young Joseph can do. He can run the football.
Really epitomizes the season so far for Old Dominion. It has been as close as it can get of a shave through 3 games. Uh-oh, there's a slip of a move there from Joseph to squeak out of trouble. First couple were decided by 4 and 6 points. Game got away from him a week ago. It was Deontay Vines, the receiver, who gave a passionate speech.
Officials timeout for offensive injury.
Well, Jason, he should have held that. He should have handed that ball off. He should not have kept that ball in that situation. Young player making a bad decision.
Got an injury on the field for ODU, so we'll step aside.
Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial. He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
And Doug.
Whoa, we move. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. There was no question of what I wanted to be. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
21-17 on a day of a few different MAC versus Sunbelt matchups. You see Western Michigan fell to Marshall. James Madison, after beating North Carolina 70-50 last week, they put up 63 today.
What got into UConn?
Just incredible what the Huskies did today against the Buffalo team that beat Northern Illinois last week.
Buffalo, yeah. We thought they were a good football
chaos
team.
of college football continues. Central Michigan squeaking out a win over San Diego State. Eastern Michigan with the 52-piece.
Miami of Ohio in a dogfight against future MAC foe UMass.
Yeah, a future MAC matchup there. Good protection here. This ball dangerously lofted up, and it came out at the tail ends of what was an attempt to intercept it from Darius Lorfils.
We talked about winning the moment. This is one of those moments. There are huge plays in the game, only about 4 or 5 of them, and you don't know when they're coming. But when they present themselves, you've got to make the play. And Lorfils should have had that one. You got to take advantage of opportunities like that. Come on, D-Lo.
They call him D-Lo. They call Darius McClendon Debo. This is a dangerous punt territory here for Seamus Hall. Whew. Peagies could give Bowling Green some really good field position. Got spun down. Regardless, it'll be excellent field position in plus territory.
Yeah, see, this is the field position game that Ricky Ronnie is deciding to play smartly. He understands exactly what's happening on the other side of that field. They're sort of handcuffed offensively. So allow the field position to be an extra defender against this offense. You don't have to risk going for it on fourth down, making crazy decisions. Keep punting that ball away, and eventually this slanted field will pay dividends. And here you are right now starting on the plus side of the 50.
Homecoming crowd hyped up for their offense to get back out there. Bazelak steps up. Again, he's always just fast enough to avoid trouble. There was a flag that came in the backfield.
Yeah, I think that's going to come back for holding. And Jaleel Colbert did a great job of escorting Bazelak off the field there. Nice job of pursuing.
Holding. Offense number 50. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Look at that. Man, that's flat running now. And we've seen Bazelak has some wheels as well, deceptively fast, but you said usually fast enough. Not that time. Jaleel tracked him down. So now here's an opportunity for the Monarch defense, understanding you've got a young quarterback who needs field position help. You've backed this offense up. Do not let them get any first downs. Make them kick from the minus side of the 50.
They held serve last time. Bazelak steps up, intercepted. Headed back the other way with Jerron Manning. Hurdles one man, gets inside the 30, breaks another tackle, and sets up his young QB in prime position to potentially take the lead. What a game swinger for ODU.
We talked about playing that middle safety position. We asked him, what's the profile of a middle safety? He said, we got to be able to read it fast and get involved. He understands exactly the route that's being run, undercuts it, and makes a terrific catch. And now he's a weapon, hurdling and running, saying, I got to set up my young quarterback for points. Great job there by the veteran Manning, making a big play for this defense.
We talked to Jerron Manning earlier this week. Two words he said to us. Eye discipline. How about that?
Yes. Showed great eyes there. He knew exactly. He ran the route for the offensive player and made a great job of catching the football.
And down on the field earlier before the game, we talked to Max Warner, the co-OC for Bowling Green, and he said if you try to force stuff this Old Dominion team, they've been picking people off throughout the course of 3 weeks. They do it again.
Do you get aggressive here with your young quarterback, or do you just rely on this run game? That's the question.
Underneath the bright lights now on this Saturday night, this young, newly crafted Old Dominion team with 57 new players. Big opportunity here as they go to Aaron Young on the ground.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Now, see, this is where your veteran players have to pick up this young quarterback. You got to begin to make plays on the offensive line and the backs. They need you. Looking to the sidelines, making sure you get the young quarterback in the right play.
Got a little out of sorts, then he made up for it. Creativity. ODU back in front on the legs of the first career rushing touchdown for Colton Joseph.
Man, this guy, they've got something in the quarterback run game with this redshirt freshman. I mean, and it allowed him to make some decisions. That was sort of a fake dive. He had an option. It's like a triple option. There's the dive. He can throw it outside or run it. Does a great job of realizing I can cut this back because the defense is over pursuing to the strong side and allow my natural talent to take over. And you got to give a shout out to the offensive line because there was a cutback lane only because of great blocking.
Old Dominion, what a season this has been now. That's big. This extra point just missed. So it remains a 2-point game. Why not make it even closer than it should be? I mean, this season these two teams have had, wow.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Good evening. Tonight we have the pride of West Africa. It brings together the Ghanaian, the Senegalese, and the Nigerian, jollof rice.
So what jollof rice is the best?
Ghana jollof.
Nigerian jollof.
Senegalese, we are the original jollof.
It's called Unity Jollof Rice. One people, one jollof.
Immersive dinners with world-class chefs. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Make more of what's yours.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Here we go, human. Adventure is everywhere.
My fresh powder's what she really wants, eh?
There's no one way to wellness. You have to craft it yourself.
My way is starting calm and finishing strong.
My way is pushing the limit.
My way is going for it.
My way is focused on the future.
There's a million ways to wellness. Go find yours.
Another counterpunch from Ricky Rahne's team. They capitalize on the third Jerron Manning interception of the season, turned it into quick points on the legs of their impromptu decision at QB, putting in Colton Joseph after Grant Wilson goes down with the injury. Wilson started the game, goes down. Joseph steps into an unexpected role tonight in a massive game on their schedule. Felt natural anxiety heading into week 4, being 0-3, but they've come out and played their game, which is a unique style to prep for. Certainly are a group that's better than the record would indicate. They knew this would be a dogfight. It's been just that. On homecoming here at Bowling Green, the Monarchs are trying to spoil. Peagy's back to return here. Touchback. Offensively, we thought the formula would be going to this guy, Harold Fannin Jr. It's exactly what it's been. He's had a monster day.
Well, I asked co-offensive coordinator Greg Nelson, give me one word to describe this Fannin guy. He said natural. He's a one-rep guy. We show him one thing, one time, and he's got it down. And he's perfecting it on rep 2, 3, and 4. He is a natural, folks. He showed you a little bit of everything. He showed you some route savviness. He showed you great hands, and he showed his ability to run after the catch.
On the Mackey Award watch list entering the season, you see why. Now here, moving the pile forward. That offensive line that's been really good in front of the running backs. You see Scott Loeffler, direct quote from him, this is going to be a war. He had it circled in January. He felt these teams are really similar athletically, mindset-wise. For Old Dominion, they feel like they've been perhaps a little too fragile from half to half, from third quarter to fourth quarter. Right now, they've come out looking as tough as they have all season long. Another big collision down low there with the pads popping. They go to Stewart, a guy who takes a lot of contact and dishes it out himself too.
Well, Old Dominion got out to a fast start, and that's why they're in the position they're in right now. They're in this game because of how they started the game.
They hadn't had fast starts up until today. They had allowed a touchdown in every game on the opening series this year. They hadn't scored a touchdown on the opening series this year. They changed both of those narratives in the opening quarter. Wow. Now Stewart, big hole for Terrion Stewart inside of Old Dominion territory.
So this situation here is perfect for Bowling Green. They don't have to get out of character at all. They want to run the football with a plethora of big backs. This is what we talked about earlier. When the play count gets high, and there you see a guy laying on his back. This is a game of attrition.
Defensive injury.
That will never change. As long as we're wearing pads and helmets, Jason, this will be a game of attrition. With all of the innovation and all of the stuff that goes around with football, it's going to come back down to, can I keep hitting the guy in front of me over and over and over and make him say, ouch? The play count is mounting against the Monarch defense, and it's showing.
Yeah, a couple of different play styles clashing, and Bowling Green likes to eat up clock. See how much of that they do here in this fourth quarter.
Target Circle Week, 1 week.
Sunday the 6th.
Target
Big deal.
Circle Week,
Sunday the
1
6th.
week.
Big
Ow.
deal.
It's Target Circle Week.
Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
That's right, Penn. What a big week.
Huge week. Starting October 6th.
Whoa!
Here we go, human. Adventure is everywhere.
My fresh powder's what she really wants, eh?
But my views are the best. Give her to me.
Say turn left, I turn right.
These days, the best seat in the house is actually in your backyard. When your own game day setup is this perfect, you just can't wait until you're finally home. Start building your dream backyard at Belgard.com.
How are we gonna save them, Gabby? I don't know yet, but I know we can figure something out. Paw Patrol, to the lookout. I sure hope I do a good job. I've never been on a special assignment before.
Discover imagination with Tony's.
It's so on.
23-21, 10:35 to go between these two teams that have had 2 of their 3 games decided by 1 possession. Sunbelt versus MAC tonight under the lights.
Bowling Green with this snap will go over 31 minutes of possession time.
Insane.
ODU just over 18 in terms of minutes. So this is where the attrition comes in.
Illustrates 2 different type of styles, but you're starting to see it make an impact. Maybe that last breather, though, helped get the legs back under these Old Dominion defenders. Now Atala finished that off.
And that's the negative plays that this defense is so good at getting, these TFLs. And that will offset this offense. And, you know, it wasn't a TFL right there. If it was 1-0 gain. I mean, might have been a half-a-yard loss. But the point is, though, it sets it up now for 2nd and long. Can you now get yourself a stop with no gain to set up a 3rd and long when you have a chance to get off the field?
Bazelak has to check it down to Piggies. Their normal kick returner drags it up to the 40 on 2nd and 10. Should set up 3rd down and manageable here, probably 3rd and 5. At an interesting spot on the field, kicking into that wind.
If I'm Old Dominion defensively, I'm looking for Harold Fannin Jr. and say anybody but him. I'm going to put 2 guys on number 0 and say, you're not going to beat me for this 1st down. He's going to have to go somewhere else with this football. If you leave him singled up or just play regular zone, you're probably going to give up a 1st down.
Bowling Green 7 of 13 on 3rd down today. And a timeout is called. Potentially a costly one. We'll see how these
Bowling
timeouts
Green, their first of the half. This will be a 30-second
come
timeout.
into play down the stretch of this game.
The way defensively they were lined up, Jason, Patrick Smith-Young, the safety, was cheated over. Looks like he was going to probably double Fannin. And now we got that timeout where we have an adjustment now on the sidelines of Bowling Green. Let's see if they can come up with something else.
Bazelak threw an interception on their last series. Jerron Manning had the pick, his 3rd INC of the season. Bowling Green used that to take the lead. Max Warner up in the booth there.
So fun talking to him.
Co-OC for Bowling Green.
I mean, just so those little nuggets you get from coaches, you just learn a lot about football in 5 or 10 minutes, right? Just conversation.
Harold Fannin Jr. has had himself a day again. 10 catches, 172 yards. Told us he's surprised himself this season, but no one around the country is surprised anymore by what he's doing. You just can't stop it. It's Raheem Smith who's rolling over in motion. Bazelak rolls out his way. Pressured from behind. Got it away. And it does not get anywhere near the intended target. So a good stand again from the Old Dominion defense there. Patrick Smith-Young was trying to stalk him from behind.
Yeah, rare third down pressure from this front. They brought guys. Great job of batting that ball down. Generally, I'm not an advocate for jumping, but Chris Trinidad did it there. Generally, I like to jump when you're being blocked because the quarterbacks will manipulate you and fake you. But Trinidad got away with that one, and ODU is getting away with forcing a punt.
It's Isaiah Page back to return. They don't come after this one. And, oh, did they keep that inside of the goal line, outside of the goal line? I believe they did. So Lorfils ran back, kept his balance outside of that goal line in the field of play.
That's
Officials
D-Lo.
are coming together.
Yeah, D-Lo owed the defense this one. That's a great job. That's an NFL-type special teams play right there. I mean, you can make rosters on special teams in the National Football League.
The ball is down at the 1 yard line.
Making plays like that. I mean, that's a tremendous play. That's a big play in the ball game that won't be in the stat sheet. It'll be in the stat sheet for the punter. But Lorfils will not get credit for anything in the stat sheet for that. But he's going to get credit in the locker room for what he did.
And now he comes back out on defense.
Right.
And you have a young QB in what you could really call his debut. Redshirted all of last year. Onus put on him in the second half after Grant Wilson goes down with the injury. They try to get some breathing room here, trying to get out of the end zone, has to flip it away. He's trying to drop that off for Bryce Duke, the running back, and now there's a flag.
That's scary stuff right there. I'd rather run the football. I wouldn't give him any option to run or pass. Young quarterback like this. That was a very dangerous decision by young Mr. Joseph.
Credit the special teams play again from Lorfils.
Now, this quarterback, to me, this is where you get an opportunity for a hard count, Jason. If your guys jump, you're going to give up an inch. But if you get the defense to jump, you'll get yourself an easy 5 yards. Now, young quarterback, I wouldn't be shocked.
Offense, number 0. That penalty's declined. Second down.
Smartly declined. You take the down away, but you know, again, I wouldn't suspect him to be thinking about that, but this is a great hard count opportunity to try to steal 5 yards.
This crowd getting back into it on 2nd and 10. Backed up against the band. They'll run it. Get a little more breathing room with Duke.
Darius McClendon, nice job. That's Debo there. Number 0, Darius McClendon. Unblocked free hitter in the hole. You got to make the plays that are available to you. In that time, Florida Atlantic transfer stepped up and made a play for his defense. Now it's 3rd and long.
Colton Joseph backed up in a tough atmosphere. 3rd and 6.
I don't think you need to blitz here. I would make this quarterback read it out in the end zone.
He'll flip it out. Duke bobbled it. Incomplete. So now a punt coming and possible really good field position for Bowling Green coming. And remember, Old Dominion missed the extra point that would have put them up 3.
Officials timeout for injury to the offensive team.
That's a real shame, Bryce Duke.
Be Barlev, who's down.
That's their best offensive lineman, too. But that's a shame by Duke because I think he was excited because he knew he might have had an opportunity to make a play. He's a very dynamic player, Bryce Duke, and get him in the open field, he can be special. But you got to make the easy part of the play first. Make that easy catch and then see if you can go make a play.
Barlev gets up, walking on his own weight, holding his back a little bit, though.
Came in playing left guard, and they made some changes, moved him over to right tackle. There's a bunch of guys in new positions. I think overall they played well, Jason, given the fact that there are a bunch of guys moving around. You got guys making their first career starts in positions that they're playing today. Overall, I think it's, again, job well done offensively. They've given up some pressure, but it hasn't been a disaster situation.
When the official gives the call, everyone but the center. Well, today for Old Dominion, everyone but the center made a change in where they were lining up.
There you go.
They get that punt out. Old Dominion fans can breathe, but Peagues will take it from the 50, a dangerous returner. At the 45 is where Bazelak and the Bowling Green offense come back out with 8:07 to go. 2 timeouts for Scott Loeffler and the 2-minute timeout.
Field position battle continues. This starting position is excellent. Again, the plus 44 now? You can't continue to give starting drives this deep into your territory without something bad happening. And if I'm Bowling Green here, this is a play-action opportunity to try to get Fenton behind the defense.
1 possession loss at Texas A&M last week. Came down to the final 2 minutes for Bowling Green. They were devastated in the locker room after. Really felt they should have had a top 25 win on the road in College Station. 1 possession loss the prior game against Penn State in Happy Valley. These are 2 of the top 4 largest stadiums in college football that we're talking about. Now they're back home, but in another battle. Gonna come down to the wire tonight. One of a few different Sun Belt versus MAC matchups taking place around the country today. Flag comes out.
Going to have an illegal substitution against the defense, I believe. I think they had 12 men in the huddle, if I'm not mistaken, Jason.
Will be the second time that's happened today.
Delay a game. Defense number 2, disconcerting signals. Second down.
A point of emphasis this year. The disconcerting signals potentially throwing off the cadence of the opponent.
Patrick Smith-Young. What does that mean? That means he's making some sort of calls that simulate the snap, trying to get a false start from the offensive line. Penalties relatively even. But it's going to be the timeliness of these penalties happening now in the fourth quarter is going to make a difference.
They'll creep up, bring a ton of people after Terrion Stewart. Morrison made the tackle.
Very physical brand of football being played out here, folks. You see Terrion Stewart limping. That means something. There's some hitting going on here. Look how thick he is down from the waist down. Those are some thick legs, calves, and ankles. Hit those at your own risk.
3rd and 6, and if Bowling Green were to not get this, it would be a really long field goal attempt into the wind. But a field goal attempt would give them the lead. But, this would be long if they don't get any yards here. Bazelak, pressure coming again. Dump it off. They do get yardage with Fannin Jr., who's so tough to bring down. A guy who led all tight ends in yards after catch. Last year, only Brock Bowers at Georgia had more yards after catch.
Put it on my back. I will make a play. 1 broken tackle. Now let's drag. Come on, you take the ride for the first down.
Yeah, he'll take the entire defense with him. You compared him to Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. He's not very big. He's not a great inline blocker.
Kept that drive moving. Now Jason Patterson, a patient run. Brought down from behind. Chris Trinidad, the tackle.
Excuse me, partner. Jason's got to understand. In that situation, go ahead and take what you can get. He tried to make a big play by bouncing that. That's great defense. But sometimes the 3 and 4 is good enough just to keep the chains in really good situation offensively. You don't want to fall behind him. And I think he tried to bounce that there and created his own TFL. But yeah, Shannon Sharp is my comp. He's not very big, but he's super athletic. Maybe not quite as fast as Shannon, but man, the route savviness and the hands are there.
Fannin Jr. is approaching a 200-yard day potentially. Bazelak, that pass may have been deflected, still caught out on the edge by Peagues. Really good hit made by Angelo Rankin. The corner who's from the same hometown as his defensive coordinator, Blake Seiler, Wichita, Kansas.
Well, these swing passes are no good against a defense like this because the defenders are seeing the ball being thrown and they're coming up and making hits. And Lowe said no, not on my watch, Playboy.
3rd and 11 now. The situations that Old Dominion has had Bowling Green in today, more often than the Falcons would like.
I'm looking for Fenton again.
3rd and 11. They go out to Raheem Smith. He had a 40-yard touchdown catch a week ago. Really good ankle tackle made down there. Nice play from Jerron Manning, who had the interception earlier in the quarter. 4th and 10 is what it brings up. A field goal attempt to try to take the lead is the next chapter of this riveting second half.
I give a lot of credit to this defense, man, that they are answering the bell and understanding their young quarterbacks in the game. They need to step up.
This from 51. Talked to the coaching staff earlier this week. They're comfortable from about 52 max with Jackson Cleather, Tip City, Ohio native, trying to give Bowling Green the lead. And that is off the mark. He missed it. Cleather ended up on the ground. There was some contact, I believe, and a flag came out.
Personal foul. Leaping. Defense, number 10. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Wow, so you get leaping call here. It's going to be a first down.
Watch now Atala go up over the top. Yeah, 100%. We talked about penalties. The timeliness of them makes them hurt the most. That's just a 5-yard penalty, but that's an automatic first down.
It was the holder that ended up on the ground. Now Atala hit with the pivotal leaping call. Something you don't see very often, but comes in the clutch moments of this game. Pushing the pile ahead now with the ground and pound game behind that O-line that averages 6'6", 315. 3:38 to go, and now if you're an Old Dominion fan, you're starting to think about when you're going to get the ball back. It becomes, of course, a much easier field goal at bare minimum to potentially take the lead if you're the Falcons.
I misspoke. That was a 15-yard penalty, but again, it's the automatic first down that really hurts the most. And now, like you said, now you got to start looking at that clock, right? You got to start thinking timeouts, even on defense, to give yourself a chance.
Stewart has a stiff arm, has a touchdown to take the lead.
You ever heard of Derrick Henry?
I have.
Well,
mirror image here.
Yeah. Well, this looks like a Derrick Henry stiff arm. I can't wait to see this replay because that was a man's run. Down, down, around. There's a hole, and there's a defender, and that defender gets erased. Terrion Stewart gave a left jab that Larry Holmes, the great Larry Holmes, would have been proud of, knocked the defender out, and scored a touchdown.
And now they're going for two. Little trickery to the end zone. That is incomplete, broken up by Griffin. So 4-point game. Old Dominion needs a touchdown with 3:01 to go, all 3 timeouts, and the 2-minute timeout.
Interesting. But again, the down, down, around. There's a hole, but then there's a defender. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Look, I like to consider myself, a pretty good boxer. I won the Golden Glove when I was a kid. I boxed now for exercise. I don't have a left jab that good. I'm just telling you right now. And on the run, that was a brutal, physical, stiff arm that you can make a coaching tape off of.
This one's been right up your alley. Step into the ring.
Heavyweight fight.
A dog fight. That's what Scott Loeffler told us it was going to be. These teams in their 4th game of the season, both sides. 3rd time for each team that the game has come down to the final few minutes of the 4th quarter. 1 possession, name of the game, name of the season for Old Dominion and Bowling Green. in their final non-conference games before conference play commences for Old Dominion in the Sun Belt next week against Coastal Carolina, and for Bowling Green in the MAC against Akron next week.
Right now, Ricky Ronnie and Kevin Decker, the brain trust for ODU, is trying to figure out what can we give Colton Joseph that he's comfortable with that can move this football.
So now, returnable kick here, taken out to the 21-yard line. Terrion Stewart, a man of multiple skills. Not only can he give you the stiff arm, he can give you some bars.
The bullet, I'm in Florida, eat wings, start with Rick Ross. I got a little peanut with me, and we with your, you know she got tall from the south, you know we not east, y'all know how
about that flow?
You can step into the ring, you can step in the broadcast booth. Can you step behind the mic?
No, sir. I cannot. No, absolutely not. I'm not going to tell that lie to anybody. I love the flow.
All right, so now 2:55 to go for Bowling Green and Colton Joseph, who had to step in for the injured Grant Wilson in the second half. The freshman QB, they hand it off here, get a good chunk, and what will be a first down behind this somewhat really altered offensive line today.
Yeah, I love the call. Do not abandon the run in this situation. It's your friend. And it calms down Colton Joseph.
And you got really plenty of time here. 2:32 to go. Don't forget the 2-minute timeout that we're approaching. And the 3 timeouts move in the pile again. A quick burst.
See, when you're able to run the football like this and get first down efficiency, now you can start to play around with your young quarterback when you want to on your terms. But it's really going to come down to this offensive line. They have to step up and protect and dominate up front.
Aaron Young, still the running back, the transfer from Rutgers in his first year with the program, really making waves on this drive. We've seen Joseph's legs, but he got bottled up on the interior there. Tried to set up the run with the run. Didn't work out. And now 3rd down when we come back. Biggest 3rd down of the game so far.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet, and then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Okay, so we're at the film festival, middle of Park City. The doors open, and bam, premiere party. These trips are the best. At Art Week, we had a private viewing. Dinner on the court at Madison Square Garden. Right next to the pit at Race Week.
Experience the world as an insider. From exclusive lounges to immersive dining experiences, all with Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Being the best takes hard work. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs.
I'm on the next level now. It's so on.
The impact that you have had on my life is immeasurable.
You and the team made me feel instantly at ease and that I'd made the right decision to come to Piedmont for a second opinion. You have been my gift from God, who is giving me back the precious gift of health and more years with my precious children. A million thank yous.
For Mom's famous peach cobbler, thank you. For outfitting life's big moments, we owe you one. For our first home, you made it possible. For every time you stepped up when things got hard, our community stands strong because of you. So let's stand together for our Georgia farmers.
The emotion on the face of Old Dominion head coach Ricky Rahne and his intensity has been unmatched today. He said, all we need is a shred of confidence. We're 0-3. They've been given that confidence. Now, though, another hurdle to overcome. Colton Joseph steps in. 3rd and 7.
I think you move the pocket. If you're going to let the kid throw, give him a chance to run or throw. And if you're Bowling Green, you rush 4 and keep your eyes on this quarterback.
Timeout called by the Bowling Green sideline.
Timeout. Bowling Green, their second of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So let's get further into that, Tayoka. You mentioned what you do for Old Dominion if you're Bowling Green defensively. How are you looking at this situation right now?
Yeah, I don't think you blitz here, because if you do and somehow that ball comes out and you get one missed tackle, it could be a house call, right? So I'm going to play zone coverage. What does that do? That forces the quarterback to have to read it out, a quarterback who doesn't have a lot of reps. But what it also does is keep eyes on the quarterback in case he does escape this rush. You can rally up and make a play. And then on the other side, like I mentioned, if you're the Monarchs, I think you move the pocket, because in obvious passing situations, your offensive line has struggled at times today. And you can best believe this front of Bowling Green are going to be in track stance trying to get to this quarterback.
Neither of these teams want a moral victory tonight. 3rd and 7 with under 2 minutes to go. Biggest 3rd down of the game. Pressure from the backside. Didn't get there. Going downfield for Vines. Out of his reach. Incomplete. No flags. Ja'Cory Benjamin had the coverage.
Well, Joseph did well just to get that ball off. Did a nice job of stepping up, because that rush was coming. Does a great job stepping up into the void and throws a pretty nice ball. Just didn't give his receiver a chance. Throws him out of bounds. Watch this pressure around the corner now. Came fast. 4th down. Here we go. Biggest play of the ball game.
So 4th down coming up. Here's possibly the game. Joseph. Most pressure-packed play of his young career, and he made a clutch throw to the 45 into Bowling Green territory. They go with Pat Conroy, who had the long touchdown run earlier in the game.
Joseph Cool. Oh, man. What a throw on the run.
Cool Colton on the move. Low snap. The run up the gut for a good chunk on 1st down.
My goodness.
1:23 to go. Old Dominion still with all 3 of their timeouts now. It looks like they'll burn 1 here.
I don't know if they knew what they had before today in Colton Joseph, but they're going to come out of this game knowing they got a baller.
Timeout. Old Dominion, their first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Game clock operator. Please put 125 on the game clock.
See what Bowling Green has coming up. Akron next week. Lost at Texas A&M a week ago. In the final 2 minutes, Old Dominion thriving now with Colton Joseph, who had to step in for the injured Grant Wilson, who started the game, had been the starter since last season. Joseph, 2 career passes coming into today. That throw on 4th down, as gutsy of a pass, as accurate of a throw in a big moment as you've seen around the country this season, and doing it on the road on top of that.
If I'm Bowling Green, I'm saying, hey, listen, Charles Rasa and Ali Saad, I need you.
Bowling Green crowd, student section trying to get into this one on 2nd and 6. And they give it to Joseph on a designed run right up the middle. Sets up 3rd and short, maybe 3rd and 2 here. And they get right back to the line with that tempo. That's the fabric of their offense. 1:13 to go and ticking. Still the 2 timeouts.
Love the call. Keeps you on schedule.
Back up the gut for what should be a 1st down to move the chains inside of the final 2 minutes. Clock will stop while they reset the chains.
Bowling Green's kind of in no man's situation. I don't think he can burn a timeout here.
You need a touchdown here. Joseph steps up, had a 26-yard run earlier, trying to get to the sideline. Dove to get out of bounds.
How about this kid's toughness now? They're playing zone coverage just for this reason, because if he does scramble, we got guys. He just ran through 2 tackles and gets out of bounds.
California cool late in this game. Newport Beach, California native went across the country to live his dream of playing college football. Here's what you dream of in the backyard.
On that replay, it looked like his knee was down inside before he got out of bounds. I think that clock should be running, Jason. I think they missed one there.
Instead, because it was ruled as he got out of bounds, clock you see is stopped at 50 seconds. Quick throw to Vines, got a block from Conroy. He gets out of bounds as well. Certainly, Vines got out of bounds there. Gonna look at that last play that you referenced.
Yeah, watch the knee hit the ground. Right there. That's down. He is inbounds. That clock should have kept running. They would either had to run a quick play or burn a timeout. We'll see if that turns out to be a factor, but the officials missed one there.
With 45 seconds to go, 2nd and 6. Trying to get clarification right now on this last call from the officials.
Well, we know it has nothing to do with the play where he was out of bounds, because the ball was snapped again, so that cleared anything. Looks like they're moving the chains, making sure they got a first down here.
It was a little muffled, but that's what they did announce, the first down and the measurement. So now they have it accurate, 45 seconds to go. Right in front of the student section, creeping up on the red zone. Joseph, time. His receiver appeared to be out of bounds anyway.
Yeah,
Good
Deontay Vines.
Benjamin, defensively.
Yeah, great job by Benjamin. Deontay Vines I think he slipped out of the top of that route, trying to run a comeback along the sidelines. Just tremendous coverage.
Last time Bowling Green played a Sun Belt team, it was Marshall. That game went into overtime.
The middle of the field is wide open here. I love in situations like that to get something down the middle, especially to your tight end Conroy, who's been big today.
He's a big red zone target for them. 15 in white. Bottom of your screen. Joseph looking opposite way. Has room to run potentially. He takes it off himself. Inside the 10. Inside of the 5. Goes the redshirt freshman. With 31 seconds to go, clock will stop while they reset the chains.
I am jumping out of my seat. The toughness of this kid. Watch him bounce off tacklers.
They get right up to the line. Flying through into the end zone they go to retake the lead. With half a minute to go, Aaron Young punches it in. What a drive from the Monarchs, with their backs against the wall in this game, with their backs against the wall in this season.
Kevin Decker smartly gets his team going with tempo in a very important part, but we just watched Colton Joseph, Jason, grow up before our eyes.
They missed an extra point earlier in the game. This one is really important to make it a 3-point game from Sanchez. It is through the uprights with 24 seconds to go. This is not your average 0-3 team.
No. And you know what? Let's be honest. The entire staff of Bowling Green knew it. They knew they were in for a dogfight, and that's exactly what they got. Just can't say enough, though, about Colton Joseph. I mean, Grant Wilson was dealing. He was balling. Gets hurt, and here comes this young, unknown freshman off the bench who's literally leading this offense. Wow.
Old Dominion, Ricky Ronnie was so fired up after the opening drive touchdown, which they hadn't scored all year. And now you see this Division I record in 2023, 11 one-score games, including their final couple of games to get to a bowl game, which was also decided in a one-possession game. And now up 30-27. They lost by 4 to South Carolina. They lost by 6 to East Carolina. Things got away from them against Virginia Tech last week. passionate speeches were delivered in the second half when that game got away from him. 20-point loss a week ago. Come on the road trying to spoil Bowling Green's homecoming. Another team that has had their hearts broken a couple of times in one-possession games. And Pegues will take this out of his own end zone. Looking to get some room to set up Bazelak. And now with 24 seconds to go, did we potentially see the game-winning drive from the redshirt freshman Colton Joseph? Or does Connor Bazelak, the senior, finishing out his career at Bowling Green, have a trick up his sleeve with 19 seconds to go? He's got a heck of a target in Harold Fannin Jr., but time is limited with the one timeout. 19 seconds. Jackson Cleather, the field goal range they feel comfortable with is about 52 yards.
But this will be into the wind, Jason, if they can get that opportunity.
Right, into the wind. If they get there, Bazelak steps up, poised throw. It is Finn Hogan trying to get to the sideline. It was a race to get over there with 11 seconds left. That used up 8 seconds. Again, Bowling Green has, throughout the course of the game, had to take quite a bit of time to get the ball out.
This is the final timeout of the half. This will be a full timeout.
They used the final timeout, so if anything, you'd have to run up and spike it now.
So what's interesting, you know, if you're Old Dominion, you don't have to go into a prevent defense. This is your base defense anyway. Just to get depth. They're just backing up a little bit more before the ball snap. But they're playing their base rules and understanding nobody gets behind us. And you're saying, if you're a safety, you're as deep as the deepest and as wide as the widest. Let the ball be thrown in front of us. We don't care about completions. We care about coming up and making tackles inbounds if possible.
Ricky Ronnie and the hurdles that this Old Dominion program has had to overcome, not only early on in the season, but 57 new faces in the offseason joining the program. They did different setups where they would try to learn each other's names, learn each other's stories off the field. They did something that Ronnie learned at Penn State called shares. You go up and you tell your story to your teammates. So now, after all that chemistry building, you start off 0-3. Opportunity of a lifetime to come on the road here, try to reset your season. 2nd and 3 for Bowling Green in this offense with just 11 seconds to go. Bazelak, pressure from behind, got it away, and able to connect with Malcolm Johnson Jr. 3 seconds right now left. That clock will stop as they reset the chains on 1st down. And now here's the prevent defense. Old Dominion backs everyone up. Everyone. And now they dump it off to Harold Fannin Jr. Might have to possibly pitch it back here to keep the game alive. They do just that. Into the hands of Nate Paps, the offensive lineman. Then he drops it back. Another flip back. Still all legal here. Dropping across the field to Harold Fannin. He roams off. Then dumps it off to Malcolm Johnson Jr. Trying to keep the game going. It's the QB now, Bazelak, trotting back to his own 20. All the way back inside of their own territory. That'll do it if there's a team around the country. And that's Stephen Robinson. A final handshake from two coaches, and Scott Loeffler and Ricky Ronnie, that have a ton of respect.